Hey, this is Ross Payne for Roleplaying Public Radio. We're playing Eclipse Phase Duality. This is Chapter 1 of the Extropia.
Yay!
Session 1 of the Extropia.
Hypercore!
Yeah, no. Space Libertarians. Yeah, Space Libertarians.
Nothing bad's going to happen now.
No stifling hyper-corporate bureaucracy here. Pure Space Libertarianism. Yeah. I actually
Where's your Ayn Rand now?
There's no regulations. There's only contract law between individuals. You can contract everything, including your freedom. So, the corporations still have things like some laws and like you can be an indenture, but you can't be a literal slave. You could sell yourself into slavery here. So, hey, progress. So, to recap the campaign so far, the whole thing started on a exoplanet, as you were all. Some of you were gate crashers sent to find out what happened on a remote and distant exoplanet that was used as a corporate research facility, and you discovered Hedro, the spam bot meant to fight Titans, and it worked pretty well. And because you knew too much, you were press ganged into being on the Hedro project, which
One might even say Shanghai.
Shanghai, yes. Of course, with psychosurgery, some people can become more compliant about that kind of thing. Then the Hedro research facility was moved to Minerva 4, which is a exoplanet that was being colonized by the Hypercorps. Just like a Band-Aid, David. Just rip it off. Just one
Sorry.
big gap.
I was trying to not...
No, you're making it worse. There we go. So, anyway, on Minerva 4, you also discovered an alien artifact called the Mirrored Pillar. The Mirrored Pillar was also something part of your research project, or it became part of it as you used Hedro to contain it, because it apparently contained a portal to another universe, which may have been Earth in the past.
London, right?
Yeah, 1980s London, which was very, very creepy.
It's like, wankers!
Yeah.
Thugs.
So...
Thatcher.
Unfortunately, the head of the research facility there, Loren Kristol, apparently made contact with something inside the Mirrored Pillar, the Mirror Universe, and then escaped from Minerva 4 through various means and through another gate, because Minerva 4 has multiple gates on it, as they discovered later on. So the anarchists are using their gate to wage a war on the Hypercorps. So it's the proxy war between Hypercorps and autonomists. And then there's a third gate on the moon, which the Extropians have taken over. And so there's just a lovely three-way clusterfuck there. Anyways, Loren Kristol escaped, and you guys have reason to believe he's been made contact with a Titan, that he is infected or an agent of a Titan, codenamed Cronus, and he is up to bad things. He forked himself multiple times, and he's been going around the solar system, doing secretive things, and you kind of want to find out what those are. You found out part of his plan was to build a morph, which called the Cage of Flesh, which you found out in the Titanian Commonwealth.
You
did know you did.
No, I know. But no,
it was a bad thing.
It was not a good morph.
It was not a good morph because it was a human ectoma hybrid morph, and apparently designed to encage or capture a powerful intellect. So this is somehow tied into the ectomas species. So. But that was a traumatic experience. So you guys got some time off. Got to recuperate, especially Aspen, who made contact with the ectoma intelligence, whatever was inside that cage of flesh, which you guys blew up, basically.
It didn't need to survive.
Well, yeah. That was a judgment call. But
hey, I'm a firm believer in more freedom, and even I'm like, no, that thing's got to go.
But yeah, no, so this has been clearly classified as an X threat, and you guys are in it to win it. To find Loren Kristol, or all of the Forks, find out what his ultimate plan is, and stop it, because he's clearly planning something big. Anyway, you do know that one of the Loren Kristol escaped through a gate that was went through Discord Gate, which he then used to take to Extropia. So you know that, and so that's where you are now. Extropia is in the main belt. It's actually not too far from Ceres, cosmically speaking. what you have found out is Firewall has of course a presence on the Extropia, and you have they've found out that using gate analysis and some other methods, they found out that a beta fork or some fork of Loren Kristol, maybe an alpha fork, probably, you don't know, made contact with Green Spartan, an ultimate business agent, someone who is used to make contracts, because the Ultimates have a business office here, and people like hiring them for various, shenanigans. And by shenanigans, I usually mean war crimes, or they would be considered war crimes if there was still
survivors,
if there was a UN tribunal, or but solar system-wise, there's not really so much of the law. Anyways. So that is your first. So you need to investigate Green Spartan regardless, and find out what they were making the deals with. Because Loren Kristol making deals with the Ultimates, that doesn't sound good. The other thing, there have been a couple other anomalies that they have put up. One, because you guys have put in, do search for anything unusual about morphs and morph design and stuff like that, because that seems relevant. Well, there is a shortage of flesh and organic building materials for morphs.
It's almost like somebody is buying up all the protein.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
So that's something you can investigate as well. And then the third one is far more troubling to you. Or it has been far more troubling to Firewall. Which, apparently there have been a lot of hacks or public attacks, very blatant, very erratic hacking incidents targeting Nomic. Nomic. Nomic is a lawyer AGI who is rumored to, it's actually in Rimward, there's a whole section on Nomic. She is rumored to have been augmenting her own intelligence, and some people wonder if she's already ascended to seed AI level. But it's Extropia. There are no laws except for contract laws. So what she does with her own intelligence is her own fucking business.
We mind our own business here, son.
But her lawyer skills are totally awesome, and so she has a lot of backers and people who, a lot of clients, very powerful clients.
Your Honor, I might just be a hyper-evolved AI.
Yeah, AGI, allegedly. So there have been erratic, you don't know much about it, but courtrooms or hearing rooms where Nomic has made an appearance have been just shut down due to some sort of brute force hacking attack on targeting Nomic. But that's about it. That's all that's gotten out. So this courtroom was shut down because of a security incident. That's all that's been publicly released. Firewall has noted that there is a major case that Nomic is overseeing. She is actually the judge and basically overseer of the whole thing. It's basically arbitration between the LLA Monetary Fund and Extropia Now. Extropia Now is the corporation that owns Extropia, the satellite, or the asteroid. So they're the landlord of the entire 10 million person.
Sorry, you said LLA.
The LLA Monetary Fund.
Monetary Fund.
Apparently, there is this long-standing, totally fucked up legal case where 5 years people robbed a bank on the moon, and that caused all kinds of litigation. And this is dealing with fallout over that.
Those fuckers.
Those fuckers. Why?
In their football helmet.
And so you don't know the details of the case. That would be something I have to research. But both clients, both sides, have beefed up security to protect Nomic. So, because neither side wants to, lose. A lot of money's at stake. So that's erratic. But the thing is, the Firewall, aside from just being interested on principle, has noted a very odd thing that corresponds with some old case files that they believe that are do not necessarily cut into your investigation, but it's so weird and erratic that perhaps
it warrants us looking at it while we're in town.
If you could, that would be nice. It's just usually when you're getting things that are triggering all these kind of keywords, that it's probably not a coincidence. Anyways, the data is in some of these basically, from what they can tell, Firewall can tell us these were suicide forks, basically very low-end forks of some super skilled hacker who just made suicide brute force attacks on Novik and then deleted itself before anyone could retrieve forensic data. Just like the digital equivalent of smash and grab.
Or could it possibly be testing defenses as well?
Well, you don't know. You don't have enough data to do this. But no data on the attacker has been recovered, except for this. And this is what triggered the Firewall, like, red alert, basically, or yellow alert. Telemetry data from Nectar, which is a city on the moon. And the thing is, this data is out of date. It's 5 years out of date. And in fact, by cross-referencing it with old Firewall records, they realize it corresponds perfectly with Nectar as it was during a particularly notorious riot, when a large number of synthmorphs attacked the city and caused a riot. So that apparently corresponds with some sort of Firewall in operation. You don't have the details on that, and if you want to, there's actually one agent who isn't familiar with that, who is actually in transit. The agent was coming from the outer system, now going to the inner system, that you'd have to call in favors to interview, but you could try and get more information about it.
What's the agent's name?
You don't have that.
Okay, and so
you do know that agent confirmed that some data about it, but you don't have the identity. You would have to make a request before Firewall would reveal anything about that agent's identity.
Okay.
So, those are your three leads. Now, to give you a little bit of data on Extropia, I'm not going to give you the whole thing. It's in RimWord, but I will highlight the major sections of the highlights of it. Extropia is basically a honeycombed beehive habitat, basically carved in a giant-ass asteroid, which is 110 by 70 by 65 kilometers in size. It has a population of 10 million people. So it's a beehive habitat, winding tunnels and warrens, with a couple of massive large spaces, but lots of small spaces as well.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is called the Drag, which is on the north and south pole. There's basically a massive tunnel from the north all the way to the south, just cutting right through the center of it. That's up to 2 kilometers in width. And basically, those are the north and south pole of the asteroid are the entry spots of the station, and it's called the Drag because it's just a massive market where tourists can buy tchotchkes or gear. People meet each other. The gravity is 2% Earth, 0.02 G, so you're going to be using free fall for basically everything. It's not zero gravity. There's some gravity, but it's definitely free fall, not free running. So it's a massive market where you can buy basically anything. Of course, your Firewall briefing mentions that this is where the tourists buy shit. If you want to get the good deals, you need to find smaller markets off to the side. But it's a good place to get the lay of the land, see people be seen. Then there's a high-end district called Bernoulli, which has radically changing landscape. Rich people hang out there. It's not super important. There's also the Noodle, which is the massive winding chamber where you find the best chefs on Extropia. So microgravity chefs, food of all types. The Pits, that's where there is minimal life support and basically tapped out mining tunnels that poor people who can't afford anything else in. Then let's see here, Proudhun Terrace. It is a mutualist enclave. The mutualists are the closest thing to, they're autonomous basically, so they're the anarchist-friendly group, so if you want to go hang out with them, that's the place you would hang out. Okay. In fact, that's where your contact's going to be a banker for the mutualist bank. Her code name is Clarissa. She will explain it all.
Damn it.
Hi, Sam.
Yeah.
Knew it was coming.
Yep. So, Then there is the shop, which is a Warren district, home to a number of tech labs. It's basically Akihabara. Super, super high-tech shit. The twists are a pair of tunnel that wind in a spiral-like fashion off the drag near the very center of Extropia, so more east-west. So it's sort of a tourist location, very high-end. There's museums and, high-end shopping areas and stuff like that. So that's the gentrified part of Extropia. That city is a place to go to for body modification, enhancements, or resleeving. So cutting-edge morph designs. Obviously, that would be the place to look for the flesh shortage.
Yeah.
I think that should be something I look into. Being a morph expert and all.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure out what we're going after we get everything.
There's also V sector, which is V is for void. It is a place without life support, because that's where the synth morphs hang out. So, in fact, there's a lot of good nano technology shops there, because without air, nanoswarms can't spread as easily. So, there's that. So those are the major districts of Extropia. So you are you don't have to provide a cover per se, because Extropia, they don't have customs. You have to pay a fee to get in to Extropia Now, which Firewall will cover. You also have to sign, because everything's private, you basically have to sign contracts to get legal protection, security, housing, everything. So you have signed a omnibus contract with the mutual bank, who will then subcontract out your legal services and shit like that to and legal protections to various subcontractors, which you don't need to know for the point. It's all just a big package, so you don't have to worry about it. Basically, everything is under contract. If you shoot someone, it's what kind of legal protection they pay for is what they get. They're basically all the major security corporations will have nests with bots in them, and if they get an alert, the bots come out and just shoot whoever gets in their way. In fact, there are some super rich people who pay for it. No, kill everything with plasma. I don't care how much. I'll just pay. I have great insurance. I don't give a shit. They can re-sleeve all the bystanders.
Fuck.
Yes. It works out pretty well so far. I mean, it still exists with 10 million people, so clearly they're doing something right.
Oh, man.
So that's the overview of Extropia. So you guys don't have to explain anything else. Your weapons, if you want to take them in there, will have incredibly high insurance fees. So your mutual bank package covers hand weapons without armor piercing, hand-to-hand weapons, that kind of thing. So what kind, and no explosives, you'd have to pay more to get that or smuggle them. And also certain areas will not let you in because basically your contractors have contracts and they have negotiated with every other sanction, but like maybe Gorgon doesn't like the mutual bank and won't let you in just because of that. Or, it's like getting health insurance. Oh, we don't cover you here. And by cover, I mean your right to exist in this neighborhood. Get the fuck out. So, yeah.
Right.
So,
and
don't, what kind of, first off, go ahead and reintroduce your characters. I've been talking for 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Right. So, well, no, we needed the introduction because, again, it's been how many months since we've come back to these characters?
Yeah.
So, or at least in specific. And when this comes out in 2025, so...
man,
we just have to be honest about it too. But yes,
23, Aaron. Yeah. We're getting through the backlog really quickly.
Sure, with the B-sides and whatnot. So you're right. In any case, I will be playing Simon Kavanaugh, aka the one of the prototype civilized Cyrox, who ended up escaping and became a. Can I say anything right now? Yes, a viral simul-space designer within other circles of the socialite status. Otherwise, he's been trying to hide as a gate crasher, which is what got him into this mess in the first place. So,
all right. One more for you in, by the way. One more for you in.
Oh, a sylph. So,
okay. I think we should say that too.
Socialized Cyrock.
Yeah. You're a pretty person.
Socialized Cyrock.
You're a pretty person.
I can dream.
Wow! I was just saying you're more of a dream. Wow, Jesus. Take a damn compliment. Anyway.
It's not
David.
that hard, Aaron. Tonight I'm going to be playing Errol Vanderbilt, the hyper-elite hypercorp accountant / assassin.
And you were brought in for the Titanian chapter, I believe.
I was.
Yeah. So-
Basically, Firewall vetted me and sent me in.
Yep. This has been one hell of an investigation so far.
So-
So,
Oh, yeah.
and what are you sleeved in right now?
At the moment, I am in my Exalt.
All right. Yeah. Pretty good standard stuff.
All right, and I am Dr. Henry Kessler, morph expert, medical doctor, and gatecrasher enthusiast.
Yep.
And I basically just happened to go gate crashing into the wrong place, and
Yeah. You were the B team, and you got signed up. And let's go check out our top secret facility. Okay, you saw it. You can't be allowed to leave. Ha!
It's like that last episode of Archer. So-
Yeah. Anyway.
and but yeah, so I'm basically I'd actually probably fit in well here. I'm a pretty well believer in total freedom,
Yeah. This is Space Libertarian.
and
Paradise.
I am currently in a steel morph.
Okay. All right. So
I could
any of you-
I could actually go to that synth area.
You could. Anyone could if they put a vac suit on.
But I can
and
just
it's
go
just
there.
like
It's like, hey, synth.
people live there or live for certain conditions to live because they're synthmorphs. Are any of you bringing anything unusual vis-a-vis implants or gear?
Well, it
I
depends.
do want to bring my standard implants. I'm not entirely sure which of these are considered unusual.
Yeah, well, actually,
Well, go ahead and list off and we'll see. So.
Anything over like 10,000 or 5? Yeah, anything. Or anything with explosive stuff or.
Let's see. Hyperlinguist, Math Boost, BioWeave Armor Heavy,
Yeah,
Chameleon
that's fine.
Skin, Claws, Eelware, Emotional Dampers.
I'm more for like mental speed. Or,
I have a
I do have
reflex
mental
boost.
speed.
I have reflex booster.
Okay, see that's unusual because that's 20k.
So, but what actually Medicines and
Machines are pretty much
Okay,
standard.
and I
You're not
have-
the Jovian Republic anymore. You can have gadgets.
See, it's been so long, we don't know anymore. I do have Eelware and Cyber Claws, though, so
Do any of you have any heavy weapons or explosives?
Automatic. I have an automatic rail rifle.
Okay.
just a light rail pistol with flux ammo. So,
All right, your rail rifle will probably not be allowed. in
oh, sorry,
all areas.
pistol. Sorry, light.
I
rail
mean,
pistol.
basically, what the firewall briefing tells you is it seems weird at first, but in practice, it works a lot like any other station. Don't fuck up how they live. Don't threaten the station. Don't threaten the environment.
Do they know us very well, or
Well,
Yeah, this is just an Outlaw Star free station. So.
well, it's not outlaw. I mean, kind of. It's. I mean, it's in. Basically, the thing is, Extropia is the meeting point between autonomous outer system culture and hypercorp focused inner system culture. Like between the anarchists and the hypercorp, this is what you get when they meet in the middle. Space libertarian paradise. So. Just don't worry about how those people in the pits who are
but
too
I-
poor to afford, anything. Anyway.
So, but realistically, yeah, I could just leave this behind, and if need be, we could probably get access to blueprints and favors if necessary. So,
Yeah, blueprints, you'd either have to make networking checks to pirate them, or you could just pay for them, standard market rates, and you can get them anything.
okay, so
Because, again, no regulations. You need blueprints for a nuclear weapon? Yeah, sure, fuck it. I don't care.
what are you gonna do with it? I don't care.
I don't care.
you just blow up something. No, we're just gonna put it fill it full of pinball parts.
Well, yeah, I mean, blueprints, one thing. Getting the, you can't fab the
Uranium.
the uranium. You have to get that somewhere, and that shit's expensive.
It's like, well,
Relax.
The
I know a
market's the
guy.
best. Trust the market.
yeah. It's like, well, that's cool. But if I was to look for some weapon to grade uranium, where should I go? Do you have any suggestions?
Oh yeah, they would. So, anyways, Clarisse, we'll say you guys have
Go to
already made
Discount
it.
Yellow Cake.
You guys have taken a flying cab from the North Pole to about the middle, and near the Twists in Progress.
Where should we go?
Actually, on Proudmoon Terrace.
Should we get a safe house first?
Or is Firewall
A regular
provided one?
U-shaped cavern is the major mutuals enclave. That's where the mutual credit bank is, and that's where your package for social services and legal protection, law enforcement protection. Clarissa meets you there. She is just in an exalt morph. You can tell the other's just generic person.
Yeah, pretty much like every time I see a new person, then more. I just take a mental, like, all right, this model probably this one.
Yeah, you're that guy. You're using that brand of cable for your speakers? Ugh. They're not gold plated. Ugh. Anyways.
I could totally upgrade that for you.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm an expert on biomorphs, not synthmorphs.
Yeah. So she tells you, she gives you the package, she gives you a briefing. She assigned what in terms of safe house. There's several availabilities. You want something? I have no idea what your mission is, and frankly, I don't care.
Plausible deniability. Good angle.
Yes, I am logistics and coordination. I prefer not to get involved in field work. Because
it gets a little explodey.
Well, I'm more worried about the mental trauma and the.
Oh, well, yes, that's totally something you should absolutely fear.
Nobody wants to go through psychosurgery multiple times. So
yes, exactly. So, what are you? I have a high-end apartment near Twist and Progress Plaza that could be useful to mingle with higher-end society. There is a bunker in the pits you could take with a fabber that is kind of used. It is very out of the way, but you could build heavy weapons there if you bring the raw materials in. And it has power, but it's the pits. That's a place where your legal services and protection stop. You are on your own.
Someplace, the first suggestion would probably be best.
So,
and then there's another one that is in sort of the working class neighborhood near the shop. So high end, middle class, or here be monsters.
So I prefer probably the higher class, because if we're going to be dealing with a lot of the other, at least as business people as our front, then we might want to give the impression that we have money.
As Jesse James always said, let's go where the money is.
Very good. I've just booked it for you.
Thank you.
She forwards you the data for it. You will have a week here. If you need an extension, let me know.
Hopefully it shouldn't take
but if
that
this
long.
is a long-term operation, you probably should find jobs. I don't know what your specialties are, but I'm sure if you're in our little club, you have high-demand skills in certain areas, so that wouldn't be a problem for you.
Your morph's going to go gray premature. Perhaps I could assist you with that.
Yeah, exactly. So, if there's nothing else, I have a lot of work to do. I enjoy your food, and it is...
I'm sure my friends will enjoy it.
It's fat-grown human flesh on yakitori sticks. It's very fashionable.
Fascinating.
Yes.
I wish I could eat it, but good.
Yes. Well, if you look here, there's an AR simulator.
I must try this.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Is this called Soylent Green?
No,
Soylent
that's
Flush.
so cliche, and that's also trademarked. So
They are demons about it too.
yeah, it's
you
called
tried
finger foods. So
Really, the thing about it, the really best thing about it is Soylent Cola, and the best thing about it is it's different from person to person.
Though I once heard about these pastries that want to be eaten and crawl into your mouth.
So, before
I'd like to try those.
Yeah, before we go, sorry, what was the full name of the? The ultimate business partner, Green.
You have it in your briefing material. Green Spartan.
Green Spartan. Thank you.
You
Sorry.
don't know. You could ask her about Green Spartan.
I was going to question her about that. Who are the normal clientele?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. There's been Green Spartan is, for what I can tell, just a splicer who has a skin-toned green and he looks like a little Spartan warrior. It's, branding. There was a group of hacktivists recently that outed a bunch of their clients. A lot of people who, wanted, clear out this tin can habitat in Earth orbit. Get rid of those nasty squatters so we can, put a surveillance package on it. And by get rid of course, I mean space, the whores who are there. Those kind of things. Very embarrassing for the clients involved. So they have been taking more precaution about who they meet, and I think they only do meetings in their office, which is in a major office building, but there's many. They redesigned the building so that any number of people go in, and it's hard to follow who is actually client and who's just passing through the building, and who's a member of one of the other offices. You get the idea. So they've up secure
structure.
Yes. So they've. Well, it's a smart material, so the walls keep changing. So
I hate that.
yeah. So if you want to find out who the clients are, you either have to... Green Spartan has identifiable habits. He does go out to nightlife and things of that nature.
Really?
Yes. So you could try and find out that identity. It's quite active socially, actually.
Excellent idea, Simon. You can try to seduce him.
There's other ways to get information.
That I don't. The other thing is, of course, the hacktivists who. What do they call themselves? I don't remember. Those names. There's some branch of Anon, I think. Lucky Charm, something like that. Anyways, they're in the pits. I know that. They voided one of their contracts, so they got kicked out to their pits. But they're trying to expose corruption and malfeasance and that kind of thing, you know.
So, well, as most autonomists are going to try to do.
Yes. So they, of course, are quite secretive, but because they're in the pits, they don't have any legal protection. So to find them, you'd have to earn their trust, probably by activisting something, or going to... Gorgon kicked them out, I know. A corporal... I know her first name was Natasha. She was in charge. She was on the news story talking about kicking them out.
So, and is Gorgon like Gorgon's another mercenary group here?
Private security. Yes. They are... So you talk to Natasha at Gorgon, and she would have the case file. She would know more about them. Maybe probably they have informants with them or something like that, because they haven't done anything embarrassing since. So...
Okay, well, at least that should be able to give us enough information to start off with it. So,
they might, yeah. I mean, the hacktivists might already know whoever Green Spartan met with for months. I mean, they only revealed some of the clients because that's leverage for to keep people from trying to kill them, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, well, it looks like we should be able to get enough started. Although I do have one more question you might be able to help us with, since you said you're primarily just within our organization, you're pretty much just interested in communications and logistics, right?
Yes, I try to stay at the front line.
I can't blame you, Titans and all. So,
yes, they are very bad.
Yes.
But I'm trying to do my part to keep them from coming back.
No, I completely understand that. But there is somebody who will be passing by in a while that I'm interested in talking to because of the possible connection.
Yes. I know what you're talking about. That is sort of apparently sensitive material. The agent involved has been involved with a lot of...
Considering the restrictions on their file, I can... I see
Give me a networking firewall. Check. Yeah.
Okay. Networking firewall.
Yeah. There.
That's make, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, wait. Suddenly he got a call. Wait. Hold on. I need to do some things. So, while that's processing.
Sorry, later goes, hi, Mom.
Yeah. Why would you name your muse Mom? Anyway.
Because she is always, always looking after me.
Oh.
And helping to clean up my messes.
Wow. Yeah. Fair enough. So...
And nagging me to find a wife.
Wow.
That too.
Jewish mother, I assume. So what are you guys... Do you guys want to talk to Clarissa as well? Or do you have any other things, research, or...
Tell me about the flesh shortage.
Oh, yeah, that one of our crows, information analysts, picked up on that. And these shortages happen in any station. It's the market, and especially a place like this, volatile as this, it goes up and down. There's a lot of speculators, too. Sometimes these shortages are just due to someone buying up everything and holding it for storage to let the price, oscillate wildly. It gets very messy very quickly. But in this case, the shortage seems to be genuine. But there is a new I looked into it a little bit myself. I was kind of curious, and the only thing I've heard, I don't follow it super closely. I do know that there's some sort of new couture designer, very chic, very fashionable, that a lot of people are trying to meet with, who only goes by the name Greta, and Greta is very much in demand. But I mean, there's dozens of designers in there. I think one of the Pantheon is here. I think there's a. You know what the Pantheon is. Pantheons are limited edition morphs, one for each planet in the solar system. And the designer for it, Octavius Ballard, who apparently has started to expand to major stations, including Extropia. So so I've heard, of course, rumors that Ballard's going to be releasing the Extropia model, or the Extropia morph. It's one of a kind. Any time now. But, I've heard that. That's been for months and months and months. He is on station. That much I can confirm. I mean, I don't abuse Firewall resources, but every once in a while you call it a favor. Like, is he on station? And you're like, oh, yes, he's on station. And so,
of course.
So Ballard...
That's information gathering. That's perfectly normal.
Yes. So there's that.
We are paid to be nosy.
So did you make your firewall check?
Yes, I did.
Okay. She says, I can send a message on to the agent and then relay it back to you. What would you want to... What is your request?
Case files... case I'm investigating seems to cross with your information. Would like to share if you are willing. Here is a safe house meetup. That's like meetup, and give the address to our safe house. So,
she says the agent agrees. And we'll meet there shortly, or whenever you want. What time?
Are they on station now?
Yes, that will take an hour or so, apparently. Or yes.
So give us about 3 hours in order to get ourselves settled.
Right.
So.
I will give them credentials to get into your new apartment.
Thank you.
Anything else?
No, I think I'll use that 3 hours to look into the flesh shortage and everything.
Very well.
That seems like
and that hot new morph designer.
Oh yes, I mean I don't.
Well, Greta is going to be. It would only meet with potential clients. I don't think she'd meet with another morph designer. Competition. You don't want to reveal your trade secrets.
No, of course not.
Or not. I mean, you're more in the no. You'd have to maybe network with some of the others to figure
Unless
out.
you have ideas on her design that you would be able to sell and possibly improve.
We don't know what her design is. That's the thing is people mention her name, but I don't know what she's actually designing, what it is, or even if it's a biomorph or a synth morph.
If it's a synth morph, I'm not very good at that.
Well, I'm just telling you.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, thank you for explaining it all.
Yes.
Then she does do that little guitar riff when Sam shows up.
I'm sorry your door is broken. We're just going to have to use this ladder to go out
It's
this
an
window.
open air terrace? Okay, yeah. Yes. So...
You're welcome, everybody who grew up in the 90s. So.
Only 90 kids who remember. Blah, 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 blah. Thanks, BuzzFeed. So...
It was the 90s.
Yeah.
The 21 90s.
God damn it.
Yes. The prophecy is coming true.
So did the 21 90s suck as bad as the 1990s?
Apparently. Yeah. So, what do you guys want to do?
Let's go to our safe house, get settled in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to start basic, just general research on everything, things that I'm going to look at.
Okay. So, you can give me a networking scientist check.
I got that.
I'll give you a plus 10 because morphs.
Made it.
Okay. There's somebody you actually worked with, somebody, or maybe you went to school with, someone you actually know personally, another morph designer who's working on Extropia. You recognize that person's name. Who is it? Yeah, fuck you guys. I'm gonna. You guys have to make up NPC
Wait, we
names
have to
now.
immerse you now?
Yeah,
Franklin
God
DeMarco.
damn it.
Franklin DeMarco. Now, what does Franklin DeMarco specialize in?
I will say he specializes in morph upgrades, like biomorph
Right.
upgrades.
Great. Yeah, he's got a new designer cat claws. They have manicures on them. You can manicure them.
Actually, brilliant!
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I might give him a ring and see what he knows.
Oh, Kessler, you son of a bitch.
Yes, I
How
know.
are you doing?
Like, can't complain.
Oh, yeah, you finally come to the free market. Stop that silly gate crashing dream.
Like, yes,
The work here is great. There's just a booming market for biomorphs. I mean...
I've heard that it's a very competitive market.
Oh, yeah, no, it's there's more than enough work to go around. Come on, here, let's get some drinks.
I'll join you.
Yeah, let's go to the curry. They have this new exofungal curry made from alien mushroom analog shipped straight in from Pandora.
Ross just read an actual thing.
Oh, Rimwork.
Yeah. It took me a month to get a reservation, and I can add in one more.
Like, I don't know if I'd be eating.
You're still in that synthmorph phase, aren't you?
What can I say? Variety is the spice of life.
Oh, that's fine.
But I'll still meet you there.
I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell him you're a gate crasher. Yeah, I'm dating a fork of myself. I psychosurgery it to be female, and then gave it like 3 minutes, and then we separated for 3 years, and now it's just great. And let me tell you all about it. Franklin was always a little weird.
I want to hear this.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. So Tom, you can go off and do that. What about you, David?
Okay.
Because
that really big court case, the one that
Yes.
involves
The LLA Monetary Fund and Extropia now.
Since it is such a rather involved case and there's a bank involved, I'm figuring that there's probably a lot of money involved in it in some way. So I'm going
Yeah.
profession accountant.
Yes, that would.
Let's see what I can find.
Sure.
Dig up information that way. These numbers elude me.
All right. Well, they have recently heightened security, and Extropia is not really about transparency. Remember, it's the market, and so it's all closed hearings and private this and private that.
All right. Would that be an infosec to see if I can... They have a firewall.
You could try and hack the databases. Yes, you could.
So, but given Extropia and all the private security around here, we're probably going to run up into some really, really heavy security.
It's by the market, Aaron. And didn't you? Haven't you pay attention to anything in the market? The corporate businesses know shit. Like it doesn't make money. Fuck it. We're not spending money on IT. More on marketing.
Despite what we see in the Sony hacking issue.
Exactly.
22 on my infosec out of 50.
Okay. Let me roll for them because I do have somebody on staff. A 7, which does not beat yours and is not critical. So you get in. You can give me one more check.
49 out of 50.
Yep.
All right, you beat them again. So yeah, you're in. You find the information. You can give me another. Well, you get access to all the information you want. You can give me one more profession and accounting check with a plus 10 bonus.
Nope.
Do you have Moxie? Can you?
Actually, yeah, I'll spend a moxie to flip that.
All right. You forgot to carry the 3.
Oh, wait a minute. They're using Venusian accounting. They want to hide that data.
Yeah.
Of course, it makes perfect sense now.
This is actually worth billions of credits.
So of course they're going to. Yeah.
The problem is that when the bank heist happened, there were obviously many lawsuits in many jurisdictions. Some of the people, and the problem is that there were Extropian clients, including Extropia Now, had safe deposit boxes there, and they of course claimed their contents were compromised, and that invalidated a lot of contracts on their end, and so they were seeking damages, and the insurance wouldn't cover it. And the problem was that the LLA settled the case in their jurisdiction and said, well, our court said we're not to loss for acts of terrorism. Fuck you. And the Extropia basically retaliated by putting all these, basically fucking them over when they tried to do business in Extropia. So, because Extropia now owns the fucking asteroid, guess what? They have a lot of pull. Your rent's due. You didn't pay it. Let me kick you out.
Or that 80,000 credit damage suit from client number 1? Yeah, apparently it's going to cost you 90,000 credits more for rent.
Yeah, it's basically been economic warfare for the last 5 years and kicked off. This is basically the needle that broke the camel's back. Because there's always been tension between hypercorps and Extropian business culture anyway. But this kind of situation was who is responsible for paying for this colossal goat fuck, basically. And they are trying to basically finally settle this once and for all. Both sides are tired of fighting. Both sides are doing this, but both sides are trying to jockey for the best position. And they both regard Nomic as the only fair and impartial jurist in the fucking solar system that would actually render something that both sides could live with. They're just this. Yeah, the bank heist was really. It could have been something else. This was just the one thing. This was the Archduke Ferdinand of trade warfare in
the snowball that started the avalanche.
Yes. So apparently, one detail you find out. Apparently, at one point the LLA Monetary Fund actually blamed the Extropians for it because one of the objects kept in the safe deposit box by an Extropian client was a football helmet, which due to security footage, they claimed that football helmet was part of the plan to take over the So it was it was again a colossal goat fuck. So that's why there's so much money riding on it, and that's why they've upped security, because this third party that is hacking them is people have no idea how to fuck to respond to it. They don't know. It's like someone driving a truck into the side of the courtroom just every day of the week. Just bizarre, and like on Tuesday he wears a clown mask, and the third day he sets himself on fire. The fourth day he stops right in front of the courtroom and then just shoots himself. Like self-defeating hacks that someone insanely talented, but is someone like conflicted with himself. It defies analysis. They can't figure it out, and they're very paranoid about whether this will escalate, whether this hacker will get her shit together.
Or if this might just be some sort of cover front for for somebody with an X thread, possibly.
Yeah, this could be a false flag. This could be an X thread,
or it could just be a delaying tactic.
It could be a delaying tactic. I mean,
both sides say that they're ready to settle, and it looks like they're ready to settle because they're just tired of all of this. But it could just be one final attempt to jockey for position. Because
you hacked it, actually, you do get access to some of the technical data on the hacks, which you can analyze with another infosec check.
Okay, let's take a look. Nope.
Okay.
Actually, I'll moxie that 37 out.
Okay, burn that moxie. Yeah, you don't need it for anything else. You're fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. So what you find out is actually there's this telemetry data of Nectar. Is pulled. You can tell it's data that's been pulled from an ego, like a fragment of an ego, like a memory that you would cull from psychosurgery or something like that. But you can tell it's data that you would get from a synthmorph, not a biomorph. The other thing that's there's actually a hidden image within it. There's actually another layer to it, because what you thought was static or interference is actually another layer. So you decrypt that, and it shows a simulated picture of an apartment building, and it says, and it's clearly on fire, and it said there's a text message. What do you do? And then there's an address, a mesh address.
All right.
You have no idea what this means in character.
Well, actually, that is an older firewall code, and I did use it.
No, that was specific to No Evil, but yeah. I will say, give me a networking firewall check at half.
Let's see. Yes. Odd 6 out of 65. Half of 65 would be 32.
Okay, yeah, all right, then you do recognize it as a no longer used call sign, call and response code. So that's what you do during this time while Tom is out talking. So that takes you hours of work. So that takes
mental speed, but still hours.
Yeah. You did a lot of work.
Lots and lots of data to mine through.
It was a whole montage. It was a lot. So Aaron.
While they're doing that, I actually want to do some research on Green Spartan specifically, since he said he was going to clubs right now.
Well, that's what Clarissa said. You don't know about any. You haven't talked to her.
Well, I actually want to look on the, at least on local mesh, see what kind of news are coming up. Specifically, see if there are any tags with him in it, and the clubs that he's possibly frequenting. Which could I do viral? Sociology or viral marketing on that?
You can do either one. You'll get different information.
Okay, so I will go ahead and do sociology first. And 100 critical success.
Okay.
So tell me your secrets, you little man.
Well, sociology. You guess that the whole reason this guy is doing this, the ultimates are basically, the ultimate code of being super badasses all the time. Mm-hmm. Pain, don't hurt, that kind of thing. But now they're on Extropia, so this is obviously some, they're not watching me, I want to party. Yeah. So that's their motive for going out and partying and all that other stuff.
Okay.
So that's what you get from that. You don't even have to realize anything. So you can tell what their motive is. This obviously is just a place to meet clients, and they probably don't do, especially after the hacktivists reveal, they probably don't do real negotiations here. They just they probably interview clients to see if they're worth their time and then refer to them to his ultimate controlled station and say, if you're serious about this, you won't mind farcasting to one of our stations where we can conduct real negotiations.
So just a meeting place?
It's just like a referral place.
Okay.
A screening. Bob. It's basically a screening.
So,
yeah.
Which can get in there. Okay, and then viral marketing to see where at the clubs that he's hanging out on a regular basis. You actually get you try to pull up gossip rags like, you don't have money for that. This is not covered by your package. Your media coverage does not include this. You need to spend 1,000 credits. 1,000 credits? Fine, spend 1,000 credits.
Oh, you got our gossip bonus package. Get TMZ 24/7. Would you like to install this? Would you like to install this Muse plugin?
No.
You cannot access TMZ and Mesh TMZ without this Muse plugin.
InfoSec, get around the fucker. 43 out of 50. Made it!
Alright, you find ad block. You find Mesh ad block. So you get... Okay, you can make a viral marketing check now.
Okay. So, going to flip that to 28.
Would you like to talk to live soffits in your area?
No.
Would you like to know more?
Would you like to talk? What do you want to talk to? We have it. Anything. We'll talk to you. You talk whatever. You do more than talk. Yeah? You got vacuum cleaners.
There.
You into antiques?
Are 100100100.
Oh god, it's spam bot all over again. Go away.
We got sexy Roombas.
Go away.
Sexy Roombas? Yeah. All right. So you get some the TMZ unplugged, super uncut. They don't want you to see it. Edition. This is the stuff that they paid to remove, but we lied to them. So and it shows
Space TMZ after hours.
Yeah, basically.
Hey, can I still download the old episodes of Release the Kraken?
Yeah. Those have been pirated all to hell and back.
Oh,
yeah, so it's.
They've been abandoned. It's abandonware. So you find 3 clubs that he goes to: the Peach Blossom, the Yellow Lily.
Come on, you can do this, Ross.
Yeah, and
the Purple Orchid.
Aaron.
I want to see.
Have you seen this?
What is it? What would be a good one? Purple Orchid's too easy.
How about the Double Down Dog?
Double Down Dog, yeah, sure.
You have no idea what I just said, did you?
No, it's themed after Meat Hab.
Have you seen this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double Down Dog.
I'm not. Look it up, people.
Seriously. It looks like Meat Hab.
So So those are the ones he's frequenting the most?
Those are the ones you've seen him in.
Okay, so... And actually calculating what nights he's usually out there is almost every night, or...
It's hard to say frequently, but yeah.
Okay. So, although I assume each of these clubs probably have dedicated meshes, correct?
They have mesh presences,
Presence.
websites basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
there's just one mesh for. I mean, there are private mesh networks for like business corporation, but a club. Why would you need that?
So
they just use the public. Yeah.
But at least addresses, and they probably have. They probably also have programs to basically show you the dance floor or wherever you're going.
It's like, hey, come to our club. It's super awesome. The Double Down Dog now looks like meat hab with our pseudo meat. It's not really meat, but it feels like meat. It reacts like meat. It bleeds like meat.
Tastes like meat.
Lick it.
I said no.
Why would you hang out at the place? Oh yeah, Ultimate. Never mind. So Ultimate Extropia, who doesn't give a fuck anymore.
Fashion is very, very fast in Extropia. Trends last days, if weeks. I mean, they can rebuild the club in a matter of hours with nanotechnology. So.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'd like to go ahead and set up a. Can I set my muse to monitor the feed for those three?
Yes. It's part of your TMZ thing, but people can pay to be removed from it.
Really?
Yes.
Shit. Off of that, is there any way? Can I do an infosec check to make sure that the presence is not that obvious? That it's basically pinging out an IP that looks different.
Basically, they have webcams that show the club, but rich people pay to have themselves removed.
Actually removed from it,
from the feed, so they don't show up. So they're in private mode.
So, is it possible to do an infosec check to hack that? At least
you have to hack all three clubs. Each one has a separate
one. So
yeah. Shit. Or you could, go there.
Well, I would.
You could hit all three clubs around the drag. You could hit all three.
So I'll do that after the meeting then. So
okay. So you're just waiting out. So Tom, you get to the noodle. You walk into the restaurant. Franklin, has told them to expect you, and they wave you in. There are people like, another synth. Can't enjoy this. They do have the AR simulator for it though. It's the latest fashion, so robots can experience taste once more. Franklin is all very enthusiastic. He's dating a beautiful female version of himself.
Did he bring her?
Yes, of course.
It's like, oh, well, nice to meet you.
And there's actually a dolphin uplift with him too. In a walker.
Fantastic.
His name is Cutlass. He is just sort of, they're talking business, talking shop. And he, had to try the exofungal curry. So, in terms, we don't have to roleplay the whole thing, obviously, because, you're just schmoozing, basically. Mm-hmm. So what is your primary goal?
Finding out maybe is there something behind this particular flesh shortage, because I've read these things happen before.
Well, sure,
obviously, but this one seems to be a little more acute,
and that would be not a rise suspicion because that's what you work in. So what is it?
I'm also had to hey, I'm
networking scientist plus 10 would work, or any social skill. Nah.
No, I will flip that.
It's a 99.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You can spend it to reroll.
I will spend to reroll.
Okay.
That's better.
I actually had a funny thing if you could have fun with that, but whatever.
What are you, some kind of twisted flesh freak?
No. It would have been funny. But that's okay. You guys want to burn all that moxie, go for it. So he tells you...
it's only moxie.
It's only moxie. Well, you got, what else can you use it for? You're fine. So Franklin tells you, that... probably a couple different things. Greta does have a new design that she's showing off to new clients. Apparently, it's a larger size, more for something that's only possible in microgravity environments or something like that. A giant morph or something. But
like a whale in space.
Well, that's been done.
And for the time in their life, I wonder why. Why was that done?
Again, the thing about the space whales is I try to create an adventure for them, but they're just there. There's no conflict there. There's nothing to storytell about the space whales in the sun.
Like, they're threatening the sun.
They can't threaten the sun. They just hang out in the sun.
No, that'd be there's like the Titans are threatening the sun somehow.
And the space whales have to fight them. Okay, see, that would be awesome. So
no, it's more like I imagine someone just got drunk and thought.
So Greta's definitely taken up a lot of it. There's also been some thefts, some stole, and people aren't reporting it or making it public, obviously, out of fear of embarrassment or something like that. The security services are going crazy. I've had to ban them from my store just because I keep getting so many requests for interviews about that. The other thing is though, Octavius is perfecting the Extropia morph, and he's very much a perfectionist. And so if it's not just perfect, he scraps the whole thing. Doesn't even reuse. It's extremely wasteful. But that's part of the appeal. I mean, this morph is going to break the 10 million credit mark. You'd be the first one to do that, too.
And I'm glad I'm in a steel morph because I can actually roll my eyes, which I do.
Yeah. So it'll be the most expensive morph in the history of... In history, period. Everywhere.
You know what would be really weird?
What?
If a gang of people, 4 guys in masks decided to heist the damn thing.
Well, where would they fence it? Well, I guess they could ship it off world, and then some Martian oligarch could just strut around in the Extropia thing.
Stranger things have happened.
Or just destroy it to fuck over Octavius. Boy, he has a lot of people, gunning. There's a lot of number 2s out there who want him gone.
Oh, yes.
Want his reputation to run. Because, you can't kill him, obviously.
Hey, talking to a dolphin uplift, that's awesome. That's not...
this is all Franklin. Dolphin.
I know, but I'm just it's cool to meet him, too. Because...
Why? So you think I'm just... what? So you're going to call me I have an uplift friend, so I know what that is.
No, actually, that's...
How much you make? What are you? What is he, anyway? What are you? What do you do?
I'm a morph designer.
You're a morph designer? What? But you're not a robot guy. You're a robot who's designing flesh morphs? You don't believe in your own product?
Of course I do. I also believe in trying things out.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's just, that's what they say to second place is runners up. Anyway, Franklin sends you a message. Yeah, he's kind of a dick, but he's an important... He this is more kind of a business meeting, too. Sorry.
Oh, well, it's business is business.
Yeah.
Of course, before I go, I'm totally going to plug in and see what this tastes like.
Okay. Give me a will times 3.
24 out of 75.
Apparently, it is unlike anything that you have ever experienced.
Is it good?
It transcends definition between good and bad.
That is fascinating. There's a lot of subtlety, and at the same time, the exact opposite of subtlety. It mixes the two.
It's as though every neuron in your brain fired at once.
And then cried out in terror. It was suddenly silenced.
Cried in terror or ecstasy. You can't tell. At a certain point, they're the same.
It's like a food of contradictions.
It's like the lament configuration in curry.
We have such tastes to show you.
Exactly.
So wait, it's the curry that only Hermes Conrad can eat.
Apparently.
Or those who are just doing it virtually.
Yeah. Well, they apparently have mastered it. They you didn't have that. Maybe you're, or you actually on second thought, you're not a robotics guy. Maybe your sensors are not calibrated right for this.
That would be. That would probably be it. I mean, I'm not need to get this thing.
Anyways, Cutlass is a total jerk. Anyways, very boorish. Kept bitching about his job.
An eye patch.
No, just his name. He's very rude if you ask him about that too. Anyways.
I don't.
All right. So anyways, you got that information about him. So was there anything else you wanted to get out of this conversation? You could try to get a lead on Greta or Ballard. Ballard would have knowledge of everything going on because he's obviously the top. And then Greta, you could try and figure out one of her clients.
Yeah, just almost in passing. What do you know? What do you know about these guys related to the Lord High Almighty himself? Or
Oh yeah, well, I know one of his patrons is he's been going to these house parties in Bernoulli, that district that keeps reforming itself every week. I think this week it's the Gobi Desert meets Antarctica.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's as contradicting as the food I just tasted.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They use nanomaterials to make it look all fancy and different every week. If you're a landscape designer, it's great work because, they need a new design every week, basically. But one of his clients, I think, is one of them, actually is a Martian oligarch, very private, just goes by code names. But they've been having little powwows and meetings about this. And... so you could try and get in there. There's because it's the Martian oligarch's family. The family is all there. They're under the name the Dragons, and there's but they all want to have sexy new morphs too. So a lot of morph designers have been trying to pitch their stuff to them for the family members. You can't show off Big Daddy leader of the family, but you could try and get in with it. If you can sell a morph to one of, cousin Bob or whatever, you could probably have Ballard might take an interest in you.
Huh. Well,
he always needs apprentices, by the way, and by that I mean do all the real work, get none of the credit, then
I'm well acquainted.
Then get burned out, and
I'm well acquainted with the system.
Yeah.
And then sell your story for a mint.
And then have your reputation ruined, and then go to the outer system, or suck up and then become a prominent, inner system morph designer for a Martian boutique or something. I don't know. Or you could stay here and be living on the edge without, safety regulations.
Oh, yes.
Or consent. Well, I guess you do, kind of. But once they sign the contract, I mean, If
you sign a contract, they have to pay you.
Yeah.
And you own them.
Exactly. So that's a way to get in with Ballard. Sell one to one of the dragons.
You should try synth morph sometime. It's definitely an experience.
Well, we didn't even talk about the gate crashing part. I mean, that was the part I wanted to. But anyways, you can come by to my shop anytime. Just beware the security sweeps.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Anyways. So sorry, that was a long super time.
No,
it's all good.
Just kind of walk by. That was a very pleasant time.
Yeah.
Even the part about the mushrooms screaming in my brain as I took a bite.
It's like,
simulated mushrooms.
Does anyone have access jacks and want to try this?
Actually deleted itself. It had DRM on it.
Oh, of course. It was very weird.
DRM sensations. That's...
Yeah. Welcome to the future! So, anyways, so you two are still at the apartment.
Was it digital recipe management?
Yeah, basically. Tom gets a fake point.
Yay!
Not a moxie point. So, yeah, higher standard for that.
Ross is a monster.
I pretty much am. So you two are still at the apartment when your visitor shows up. It is a man in a simple splicer morph. He is... both of you can make kinesics check.
Okay.
Kinesics.
13 out of 60.
Failed mine by 2.
Okay. He is, by the way, he's walking, and the way he keeps moving his hands, sort of flexing them, that kind of thing. You recognize he probably was sleeved, today. A few hours ago. He's not one of those guys who just dives into wars. He's not totally freaking out, obviously, but he's obviously clumsy on his feet.
He's not like me.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't pay for that morph switching thing.
I have adaptability too.
Adaptability too, yeah. He says, yes, I am, you can call me, I guess I don't have a new identity. Yeah, Sullivan. I am in transit. I was just in infomorph stage waiting for forecasting, but I prefer to do these things in meat space anyways. I don't like being...
Symbol space?
In symbol space for long, yes.
It can be just...
I've had bad experiences in symbol space.
By giving people bad experiences in symbol space?
My childhood? No. You forgot about that part, Aaron? The Lost.
I'm also not forgetting the part about Alice in Wonderland. Moving on.
Anyway,
it can be disorienting for those who aren't normally there. But in any case, no, take a seat, Mr. Sullivan.
Mm-hmm. You had questions?
Yes. We had. That's like, as you know, we have our own personal investigation going on with a fugitive, so to speak, that we're looking in. But there's also kind of a side note for one of the other things we've been asked to look into.
Was the fugitive's name Loren Kristol?
That might be his name.
I dealt with some associates.
That is his name.
I dealt with associates of his.
Really?
Yes.
Who might those be?
They're dead.
And so, well, that's not help. Well, in any case, what was the associate? Well, if you may be able to divulge the details of that, or at least something that might be helpful.
Give me a persuasion test. Somebody.
I can do that. Where's my persuasion?
Mine's 55.
And mine is 70. So, and I'm at 20.
20?
Yeah.
All right. Well, they were
60.
ex-humans.
Lovely. So
They're gone now.
With extreme prejudice.
Yes. They made some sort of deal. They helped him with something on designing a new morph or something, and he gave them data on how to commit atrocities. But we stopped him. We stopped them from being able to fulfill their plan.
good. So he's been playing
Mr.
around.
Sullivan, he's been, well, yes, he's definitely been working the morph game here. We encountered him, and he had built a flesh tank of a sort.
I don't necessarily need the details.
Well, it was meant to be a trap for somebody. That's all you need to know.
Well, we don't want to share too many details, but any details that you would be willing to share with us about the morph he was designing. We have a morph designer on our team.
I didn't get any data on that. I was told that it was about some sort of previous operation.
Yes, actually, we had been given notice that you were somewhat involved within the Nectar incident. So,
Oh, yes.
specifically because we're currently looking into a case that's involving the LLA and the Extropia now in a case that they're trying to settle, and apparently it keeps getting interrupted by random hacking attacks.
Interesting. So, do you show him the data?
So yes, in this one, since
Definitely.
I recognize this telemetry, where it'd be from. That was it was from an AGI in a dragonfly morph. It was flying overhead when it was shot down. It was a Firewall Sentinel, and we retrieved the cortical stack. But I don't know why this data would be embedded in a hacking incident.
Well, question. Does this image mean anything? And go through the static.
That's you burn the apartment down. You burn the building down. That is a call sign for Firewall agents to recognize each other, and that is sort of used to be an MO or a belief of mine. I've tried to reevaluate my beliefs. Sometimes the ends do not justify the means. I have come to learn. Hopefully you learn this as well.
you've grown, Bartleby. How do I know that name?
Oh, you know too much. No.
You know I'm a Cyrock. Fuck.
So, the agent in question that was in that Dragonfly morph was actually not just an AGI, one that was banned from the LLA recently. It was a Cyrock model. So, perhaps your hacker is a fractured Cyrock ego, something?
I'm going to be honest. I don't think that's the case. So
It's entirely possible, dude.
I've
How many
seen
of those Cyrox they've taken aftermarket and just...
I've seen Cyrocks, and and this is not common behavior for any of them. Even one that might have been that's like pruned down to a Delta fork.
Well, they take things
the data
off,
says that it couldn't possibly Delta Fork. It's too skilled of a hacker, isn't it? I mean, it says right there in the analysis that it's too skilled, just erratic. It's almost of it's choosing not to or
Well,
sabotaging itself at the last moment.
I don't see why that would be
itself at the last moment. It's almost like it's arguing with itself.
So, which is a possibility for that, but I don't see how that.
You give me another kinesics checks.
Yeah. No.
Odd 5 out of more than that, 60.
Okay. For a moment you think, but no. It was an opposed check. So,
no, I failed. So that's...
Yeah, you failed. So, he says nothing. He says, perhaps you should ask him. Sometimes in these cases, you should get help. Firewall might have an expert in these matters. Especially at a major station like this, Extropia, there might be an expert in AGI pathology.
Well, since we've got this mesh,
Perhaps mental illness. I know certainly mental trauma can shut down a Cyrock. They prove to be fragile at times. Well, this was 5 years ago as well. Perhaps they improved.
I love it when Daddy and Daddy fight. Isn't this just beautiful, Tom?
I'm not here.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here.
Well,
You guys are doing it weird.
and since you have at least since you do have knowledge of that particular, particular job, would there be any particular? Would there be any other reason that a third party would want to hold up? Want to hold up these negotiations?
What if the negotiations aren't the real target?
It's been considered that we've been thinking right now that the arbiter has been the true target of this.
Perhaps. Well, the arbiter. What do you know of this gnomic?
Only only the base information that we've been given, that it's an AGI that has a law AGI that's been very successful, but also highly secretive, and has been suspected of expanding its boundaries.
We also know that it is the
Perhaps
only...
the negotiations are relevant. Perhaps it's just solely once this gnomic.
But for what other purpose than just either destroying it or maybe trying to co-op it for its own for their own purposes.
I've known of AGIs that have done that. They can be predatory.
So this is
They are to be powerful intelligences should be respected, if not feared.
Oh, hell of a kinesics check on that.
All right.
37 out of 60.
Well, he believes it. He believes what he says. He's not lying to you, so there's nothing.
Sound like you have experience with that, Mr. Sullivan.
There are elements of previous operations I should not go into.
So I do understand.
But there might be. I wouldn't be the person to talk to about that.
Well, do you have any other contacts here on Extropia?
There would be one who actually would be in the he has actually kept the same identity the entire time. He probably had better reactions with the Cyrock. It's a Raven uplift and Quoth. It's very secretive, but has kept the same identity. I don't know. He left Firewall, though, from what I understand. He would be active in the main belt, though. Maybe not on station, but you would have to find him. I'm not sure what he's up to. I've heard rumors, operations against criminals in the main belt, like ego enslavers.
So going up against people, that's like people with 9 lives that might be operating within here.
In the main belt, yes. So that would be he. I was not much on the technical aspects. I was more of a field operative. I have other specializations. But I've just recently been through as I mentioned, a mission, and I am to go to the inner system to recover. But if you need me, I will not say no to Firewall. But I am in time of transition.
Well, I think that we've gotten. It's like you're already coming off of a mission, aren't you? So
Yes.
So we don't want to take any more of your time right now between time, at least your transition, because time off can be hard to get for people in our situation. So,
And besides that, you need the ability to depressurize. It sounds like you've been through quite a bit. Ex-humans are not easily shrugged off. So enjoy your vacation, Mr. Sullivan.
You'd be surprised at what you could shrug off. Anyways.
although as he's getting up to go out the door, just before he goes off, Mr. Sullivan, you said about that other Cyrock.
Yes.
Whatever. I was like, is he still available for contact?
You know how I talked about predatory intelligences?
Yes.
Be seeing you. Anyways, what's up?
All right, so we've got
Takes
two leads off of
Takes
that.
another hit of comfort when he goes outside.
It just doesn't. No spoon. Just.
Bartleby had max willpower. I don't know, you guys. I had a will of 30. He was fine.
And that's why he's talking like the member of the Addams family now.
Well, he's just like, he just sleeved in here, and now you're bringing up all these bad memories. What is he going to
Swear to me!
Like, that's not going to do anything to me, man.
Yeah, I don't care. Shoot me. I'll back up.
So,
Yeah.
All right, so we've got this mesh address. We can pursue the Cyrock. Or apparently there's a Raven.
well, we don't know where the Cyrock is anyway. If that's like, even if it exists at all. However, that's like this. However, we do need to find this other this quote.
Well, you guys can give me both. Like, your music can make psychology checks at 60.
Okay. I can make psychology checks,
Yeah.
and I make the hell out of a psychology check.
Okay.
50
I don't
out
have
of 70.
psychology, so...
Your muse can at 60.
Okay. Nope.
You realize that this message is essentially could be interpreted as an invitation for a greeting, something looking for someone who understands its background and is trying.
Looking for group.
If you respond to that mesh address with "burn the apartment building down," you may get a response. And maybe trying to find someone to talk to.
I would respond to that, but we need to be somewhere else. We need to be somewhere else to hook up to the mesh beforehand, because we're not doing it from the apartment.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Why are you so paranoid?
Oh, that'd be lovely. That'd be lovely.
Good idea.
So what, Aaron?
So
Wait, you're saying that you want a chatty Titan to just show up, like, "Hey, how's it going? What's going on? Hey, can I talk to you? I love talking to people."
I have interest Titan, so
Can I-
sure,
it's like-
invite you. Have a Coke. Here's my brain.
It's like, oh, I love talking. I
There's a
love.
Titan here. You
On the other
think
hand-
moving to a different apartment is going to
I was like,
help?
oh yeah, I love. It's like, I love talking. Can I have your mind?
Yeah. Oh, wait, I already
I take
have.
your brain.
Already did. Sorry, not sorry.
Since one of my motivations plus privacy, I think that is a great idea. Let's not do that from here.
Okay.
So,
Although,
Then-
David, I mean, that's fine, David. To get a moxie point, though, that's something more like shoot the witnesses kind of thing. But yeah, that's fine. We'll bring that
So,
up when
in
you
any
actually
case-
do have to shoot the witnesses.
so in any case, we do need to do some of the research, but also I don't feel like it's a prudent option to expose all of us to this as well. So, why don't you go?
So why don't you go do it?
Well, no. Why don't you
Yes.
go?
I will go.
Well, no. Why don't you go find this quote, or at least do some more research to see if you can find this? Because given their kind of their renegade vigilante
for some
status,
reason, I can't put my finger on it. I have a feeling you get along well with them for some
so
reason.
we can do this. Otherwise, I can go find some random cafe, make the transmission from there, and see what happens.
All right.
Okay.
So-
What is your infosec at?
So mine's at 50. So
As is mine.
Mine's at 70.
Mine's that I win because I'm the GM. Screw you. Sorry, I'm not competing.
Yours is at Ross Payton.
derp. All right.
Well, this shouldn't be another issue of this. Also, Meat Brain can't be backhacked on that. So
This is true. Although I am an exalt, so I think I've also got a meat brain, don't I?
it is, but also you have to realize that that's like the other wherever this quote's hiding. It sounds like he's actively searching out for somebody to pick a fight with. And no offense, I'm not the one to pick the fight.
Well, you could do more research. You could actually make networking firewall checks to find out.
Probably better to not ruffle feathers.
Yeah. So go ahead and make those.
Oh my God, Dave! No. Sorry, I don't know why I remember.
Did you make yours?
I did, 22
Okay.
out of 65.
22. Okay. Yeah, he is a person of interest to Firewall. Missing agent with operational intelligence on him. He no one's sure exactly. And he's suspected of being rogue or corrupt. Might have sold Firewall out because, from what they can tell, is right after a operation 5 years ago, he disappeared and then showed up with a massive amount of resources, engaging in a private war with 9 Lives and other Slayer outfits. Of course, lately he's been laying low because you can only wager one Raven war against major cartels for so long, even if you have a lot of credit to your name.
Yeah, that's a crazy bird brain scheme.
Now, some people say that you could just wing it. But I think that's a matter of opinion.
At least I'm not doing it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm not giving Moxie for these. They're too easy.
That's interesting. Would be a murder of crows.
Anyway, so
Hi, Ross.
yeah, no, they don't know how he got. He's suspected of having some sort of habitat in an asteroid somewhere in the main belt. He has been spotted in Extropia a bunch of times, but Firewall never had the people in place to try and grab him because he was flighty. So
Good job,
he is
Ross.
a person of interest. You get rep for capturing him, especially if you can get his ego to find out where the fuck has he been in the last 5 years. Why did he just disappear without saying bye? And where did he get all that money?
Okay. Well, but he also probably knows a little bit
Oh,
about
also, there's also a major bounty on him that 9 Lives put on his head.
who's paying more, Firewall or 9 Lives.
Oh, 9 Lives by far.
We're not supporting 9 Lives.
I am definitely not supporting 9 Lives. But that's important information.
That's okay. That's fine. But I just wanted to make that clear.
So yeah,
I don't think you understand. I was on that asteroid. Oh, dear God. Happy place. Go to the happy place, Errol.
so yeah, you could contact. There are victims of his, people who have been killed, and obviously recently later on. At first, he apparently hired out mercenaries and other things, but apparently is Firewall Crows figured out, just did some analysis on him like last year and said, well, yeah, he ran into a lot of money and then spent most of it, so he can't do the big things anymore because he doesn't have the funding. So he might be looking for new funding, and but he's got some sort of hidey hole in the main in the main belt that no one's been able to find, and he has ways of getting around. So
All right.
Well, so if you are comfortable, that's like taking that angle. I can see if we can make contact with our, at least the messenger before I go club hopping.
Somehow I feel like, it's almost like I'm talking to myself here. But I think that what we're going to end up doing is you're going to go clubbing and I'm going to find the Burke. We understand this. So why don't we both just do that?
well, if you want to draw a quote out, you're going to need something he wants, and that would probably be something that would help him fight 9 Lives, or a lot of money that he could get. Maybe both. Like, hey, here's a way you can steal from 9 Lives. So that would be some sort of sting operation where you fake being 9 Lives.
Or I could just...
But that would take time. Yeah.
Well...
Or you could try and convince... Actually, there's another thing you could do. You could try...
I got information on 9 Lives just from the horrible, horrible asteroid.
Was your character part of that one? Okay. I couldn't remember if it was the same character or not.
Mauritius one, so.
Yeah. No. Devotees.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I forgot that. You could leak that in a way. He would certainly want that kind of stuff. That would be breaching firewall protocol, operational security.
And especially since he's a rogue agent.
That would...
That's
risk versus reward in that.
Yeah, so that would be a really good payoff. But of course, it's not wrong if you don't get caught, right?
Oh, considering that we're in that nice libertarian free state.
Yeah, no.
When in Rome. No.
Yeah, exactly. What Firewall doesn't know can't hurt it. Oh, wait, no, it totally can. In fact, it would definitely hurt Firewall, but no.
A lot.
Yeah. So that's up to you.
Okay.
You have a couple of approaches.
I think
let's go back to Tom. Since so you've gotten dinner. You've had caught up with them.
I had virtual dinner.
You get the notes from their meeting with Sullivan. Yes, it was Bartleby for the listeners at home. Big surprise. And yes, he was down because he's been through a lot of shit. Plus, he just re-sleeved into a splicer. It's like, oh god, I got to meet with these assholes. Fine. Hail Firewall. So yeah, he wasn't like super chipper about that. But anyways, he was also sad because like he made friends in the Jovian Republic. Now I'll never see them again. Because yeah. Anyways, but anyway, yeah. What are you doing now?
Yes, I'm just heading back to report what I found out.
Okay, you report back. Everyone's synced up now. So
hey, what'd I miss?
Well, not that much.
Have you heard about the bird?
The bird is the word.
I'm not giving Moxie for these puns. I'm not. Anyways, you don't care about the Moxies, do you? Monsters. Anyway.
We've been able to reach that other firewall agent who gave us a little bit more information about
wonderful.
Nectar.
Was it like? I'm sure he was nice.
Just say that's like he was informed. It's like
he was informed.
Boy, Rabbit!
He had informed.
He went through like years of psychotherapy. Jeez, he worked his issues out.
He gave us at least enough information that we could see that maybe that's like what we suspected in the first place, that the negotiations between the LLA and Extropia now may very well just be something else entirely to reach. That's like to reach our arbiter. So Nomic. So, which that's like it's something else we can take a look at. But he also did identify that one of the codes that we found in there is somebody trying to reach out with an old firewall call and response.
Oh, I see. Well, let's get this albatross off our neck.
Yeah.
So,
and there's also the chance that there's either a Cyrock gone crazy.
Those things, one of those went crazy? I find that highly unlikely.
Yeah, no.
No. Don't you remember the incident in 86? And the other one in 87? And then the other one in 87? And then the one in 88? And all 5 of the ones in 89?
Hey, look.
Okay.
Look over there. Be aware.
To be fair, the befuddlement algorithm was really hard to design, guys. Between being befuddled and being a sociopathic killer is a fine line, you know. Oh, whoop, I dropped my face. Oh, fell down the stairs. Oh, got the axe in your head. Oh, there's the plasma torch going off. Oh, there goes your skull. Anyways, how you doing there?
It's almost like drunken boxing.
Yeah, exactly.
Drunken
metal
robot
fists.
boxing.
Mighty
Wait a
metal
minute.
fists. Anyways.
Rock'em sock'em oopsie robots?
You should be glad Cyrox are like integrated into the no evil universe of Eclipse Phase very firmly. Like, I don't think there's been a single game where there hasn't been at least one Cyrox.
No, I admit no. The Cyrox are kind of our signature for those.
So
one of many. Yeah.
So a rogue agent. It sounds like a birdemic to me.
But in addition, so we did find.
Anyway, yeah,
we did find another. It's like interviewing them. We did find a rogue agent who has been conducting his own private war against 9 lives, and in any case, that's like might be able to provide us, if nothing else, more information about the Extropian. That's like the Extropian landscape and where we might be able to get around, since he's pretty much been unseen for the last 5 years.
We think he's got a hidey hole somewhere.
In the main habitat, in the main belt.
He's got a nest somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
That's not so much a pun, Ross. I could say that.
Yeah.
And also, I've managed to locate the three primary clubs where Green Spartan seems to be going around. So after I make contact with try to make contact with whomever is sending out this call and response, I'm going to go ahead and head over to both of the clubs to see if we can possibly flesh him out, or at least make enough contact, and see if we can get into the pre-screening process to see where he might have information on Loren Kristol.
Okay. Here's the one issue, though. The one that's sending out the call and response, we might need to get the information from the bird brain first.
Well, we've already confirmed that's a authentic call and response for Firewall.
It is, but it's
vintage 5 years ago, which corresponds with the telemetry data you got. So it's whoever this hacker is, does have this. Well, do any of you have programming or anything like that?
I don't think so.
I might.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Above base, not like you put points into it.
I put 5 points into it, so it's 25.
All right, minus 10. This is hard.
Nope.
You need to get an expert. If you want that clue, you need to get an expert.
What are we going to get? How about computer science?
Computer science would work as well. Minus 10.
Minus 10? Okay, I can do that as well.
Is that academics, computer science?
Yes.
Okay.
19. Made it.
1.
Okay. Between the two of you, it takes you a little longer, but you look at...
Let us search!
Whoever this hacker is basing this partially off of it's not a Cyrock, but it's something that's like, about ego merging, and things of that nature. So this hacker, whoever it is, has merged with the ego of this particular Cyrock unit. And so, but it is subsumed, like it is the other thing that is dominant. But the Cyrock is certainly part of the subconscious, as far as you can. Maybe it's present inside there, a ghost in the shell, essentially. Yes. So,
Whackity schmackity doo.
There is a. So you've read journals and data from psychiatrists and who have specialized in AGI pathology in psychiatry, who have speculated that this is something in the future that AGIs may reproduce, or by merging with each other and creating a new third gestalt entity. This might be something along in theirs, although obviously if one ego is more powerful than the other, it would consume the other one, leaving only trace bits of the weaker entity inside. So you have no idea to tell. I mean, you'd have to know what the other ego was before you could tell what the mix was. But this is the hacker, whoever it is, has part Cyrock, but not. It's something. It's not a Cyrock. It's derived from a Cyrock.
Something else.
Yeah.
So, which we no
metagaming.
No,
you guys.
It's like we may be looking at something. If this is something that downloaded that information and is possibly still an AGI, or at least derived from an AGI, we might be looking at an actual AI. So, and if that's the case,
you're totally shooting in the dark in there. So
yeah,
AIs don't exist.
Well, seed AIs.
Well, seed AIs maybe, but
yeah.
Do you think someone would build a seed AI out of a Cyrock?
So it was freeware. It's absolutely possible.
There are. You do know for free. I will say there is a lot of experimentation, ego merging, especially among AGIs and Mercurials, people who are trying to build, and also ex-humans. So there's a lot of this stuff going out there where people are merging egos into egos. I mean, ego merging technology was built for people who were forked themselves and then wanted to integrate their memories back into themselves. It was never designed to have two radically different egos merge into each other. So it was. This is You're looking at there's no way to understand what it is. I mean, you're shooting in the dark. This is cutting edge stuff. You need more information to profile whoever this hacker is. But you have the first clue, the first part of it. So the first piece of the puzzle. But if you make contact with but you can tell whoever it is trying to seek contact with Firewall. in some way, because this is something only Firewall agents would know.
understand. So
it could be trying to warn Firewall about some threat posed by Gnomic.
okay. So in this case, what we'll do is go make a mesh connection through some random cafe using an entoptic. So
While you're doing that, I'm going to do the other prong of the assault. Let's get a little. I think that before we contact this hacker, because this is a master hacker, we should probably get as much information as possible. Let's look up the old contact first. So you go clubbing, I will seek out the bird, and then we will approach this hacker together. There's two of them, there should be two of us.
Well, Tom's over here, too.
Yeah, would you like me to do anything? Or I could go club hopping with him and start tasting virtual drinks.
Well, speaking of which, that brought us to the third prong of what we're supposed to be looking into. What did you find out about this flesh issue?
Well, it seems to be connected to this, morph designer.
Well, there's two morph designers.
I know, the world-famous one.
Octavius.
And Greta. Now...
Greta's totally new, by the way. I've never heard of her before now.
And the thing is, I'm pretty well versed in this business, and I've never heard of this person before. So...
Well, it could be the pseudonym of someone more well-known who's just trying...
Yeah, or it could be something more.
Yeah.
It could be...
It's tight.
Well, you say, the one we came here for was coming here to do something, and if it's...
Yeah, the definitive intelligence is Loren Kristol met with the Green Spartan. You lost track of him after that. Or Firewall did.
Mm-hmm. And we also know that
he could be behind.
So far in two of the schemes, it's involved morph design.
And I'm thinking...
Horrible.
I'm thinking it could be...
Scary morph design.
I'm thinking that he could be just trying to build some kind of very specialized morph that's quite large. So I think
Greta is designing large morphs. You did.
I know. I'm thinking this could be something.
Well, if Greta is designing large morphs, I would think that she's definitely the one to look at first.
Okay, the way that you know from Franklin that she would not contact you at all.
No,
you're a competitor. She would. The only people she's going to contact are clients. So you have to identify one of her clients, and everything is being very top secret because there's been thefts recently. So security in the Bat City is heightened. So Franklin, you can contact Franklin, give me another networking scientist check, and he can give you a way in to find one of her clients.
Okay. And if Franklin doesn't know, maybe Francine will.
So, and if we can,
no.
Okay, he's busy.
Yeah,
he's not.
I could ask his Dalton now.
So the Cutlass is also not in the morph business at all. He's actually a what?
What was the networking check he was making?
Networking scientist.
Okay, I'll see if I can try.
Okay.
Odd 2, yes.
Okay. You do get you scan a Neo Craigslist and find there are people who want people with morph design experience to design certain types of grafts and specialized implants for large size morphs, things like prosthetic, well, not prosthetic, but like essentially like calibrating drugs and things of that nature to help with morphs with large physiology, like things to help bones grow stronger, or
to make sure it doesn't collapse under
or for them to stop growing at a certain size, to like keep that process going, to keep them growing longer. So this would be designing, and these are to be. There are several ones for this, and they're going to different addresses. You realize these are not coming from Greta. Greta didn't give this. This is after. These are essentially what clients are seeking to keep their morphs. Their new morphs working better.
Since there's probably just degenerating at a rapid pace. So.
Well, you have no idea. This could be simply that them wanting to make them stronger than they're supposed to be designed. A lot of people who want new morphs want to basically bling them out. You know, it's not enough to be a giant morph. You have to be a buff giant morph. So
okay,
it could be that they're degenerating. They're trying to kick it, or maybe Greta just told them like, "Oh, have someone make you these drugs to do this." I'm too busy to do that because Greta's super expensive and super busy. So she. just told the clients to deal with it themselves.
Farming out work for where it's 2 other people.
Well, she's not doing it. They're going to different people, but
Okay.
there's 3 people. So the thing is, these are all like design these drugs and ship them by courier. You never meet with the client. You just and payment is on delivery of once they meet certain specifications. It's contract lab work. So
where are these 3 addresses located?
there's not. It's like
Okay.
there were
Or
mesh
match addresses. Okay,
which
sorry.
are throwaway. It's like Craigslist. It's Neo Craigslist. They're just throwaways. So you'd either have to hack into Neo Craigslist itself to get their. See, I can make these jokes, and I find them funny. So fuck all of you. You make all those bird puns you goddamn well won. You have to put up with Neo Craigslist. So
Space lumber.
the other option would be to actually fulfill one of them. Because these are very specialized, and so obviously the top morph designers who could actually do this, like Tom, are probably busy, designing morphs. This is also like freelance rates. This is not like super great work. And then follow the courier bot, because it's basically a little flying bot's going to come and pick up the drugs and go fuck off. And so you could follow one of the clients there.
Okay.
So those are 2 approaches you can think of off the top of your head. You can make up your own approaches. You can obviously message them directly, but to client 1, 2, or 3.
Okay.
So that's up to you. So that's the way to find one of the clients.
All right. Well, and you should be in a position where you can at least make these, correct, Tom?
Yes, when it comes to morphs, I'm totally your guy.
Okay. And
You look at the specs. You need access to lab space. There's obviously lab space for rent in the VAT. It'll take you 3,000 credits to attempt it once.
I've got $9,000.
Okay, so you can try 3 times.
and how long will each of these attempts take?
A couple hours.
Okay. So let's go ahead and make that on.
If that's for basic, that's like do it on your own. If you want an assistant who would give you a reroll, that would just be 4,000 credits per try. So, what do you want to do?
All right, so it's $4,000 to have 1 retry.
Yeah. So you get two for 3,000 credits. You get 3,000 credits. You get 1 roll. For 4,000 credits, you get 2 rolls.
I'll do the 4.
All right. See, they upsell you. For 4,500 credits, they'll give you a warranty. It's totally useless, but they have to try and sell it to you.
Well, no, it's gonna.
You want a warranty?
Obviously,
you want a consumer protection plan on that beaker?
You need the rust
On that nano
All right,
beaker?
and
You need the rust undercoating on your
Oh
chemicals.
yeah, you need the rust undercoat.
Would this
yeah.
be exotic biomorphs?
Oh yeah,
All right, I got that.
go for it. 3.
3.
Yeah, it passes. It will do.
Actually, you know what? I will spend a moxie to upgrade that to a
Damn
crit.
it, Tom.
All right, no, it's cutting edge. So
Hey, I take pride in my work, damn it.
all right, so what is your plan? You have 2, 1. Because you're doing it so well, you could either you could hopefully wait for the client to contact you again and get repeat work, or actually meet you, or you could try and tail the bot. But obviously, if you tail the bot and you get caught, the client's gonna
I'm willing to.
play the long game.
I'll play the long game.
All right. Since you spend a moxie point, yeah, you'll get a. It'll take them a time. It'll take the drugs like 12 hours to work before they notice any effects. So you have to wait.
So I'll go club hopping with him.
All right.
Okay.
So all 3 of you are going to club hopping. Or David, what was your plan to try and contact Quoth?
Well, I'm going to try to... Okay, he needs money. We know he needs money.
Yes.
So I'd like to see if
What
I
you
can...
suspect. I mean, it's
Well, yeah.
you don't 100% know. I mean, but it's very probable.
I'm going to try to make a profession accountant check
Okay.
to come up with a surefire business scheme, but hide enough information in the numbers that he understands that I'm trying to contact him, and it's... Well, how do I word it?
Well, that would be a task action. If you wanted, and that would also take weeks for him to possibly find. If you're just advertising this in newspapers, or the basic equivalent, because you're hoping that 1 person out of millions will see your message, recognize the references, and then contact you. So that would be the safest from your end, but it would take the longest.
Well,
You do know two things that would obviously money in the short term or 9 lives information. You can get. Do you have any profession security or anything like that, or what's you? Yeah, you can make a security ops.
Got profession assassin.
Okay. Oh yeah, you can give me a check of that.
How would I kill this man? 17 out of 70.
All right.
Actually, out of 80.
You know someone like that who is basically waging a war against one specific organization is going to have essentially his own little eyes and ears to follow 9 lives, and some of this would be like limited AGIs and other things that he would program or have someone program to basically do Google News alerts on like, oh, 9 lives is here, 9 lives is doing that, network analysis stuff. If you can put in a number of minor news stories that anyone following 9 lives would then see, like a guy in a red shirt was here, and then he went to the blue car, and like spread over a number of services. You can embed a cipher that hopefully he would pick up based on his experience with Firewall. In fact, he was agent 5 years ago. You could use the "what do you do with a burning apartment building?" So you could have multiple references to burning apartment buildings spread among a number of news stories.
The apartment building burned down and 9 lives were lost.
They would have to be specific to the 9 Lives cartel. That might not trigger his news alert. But a 9 Lives gangster escaped from a burning apartment building in New Shanghai in Mars. The one guy was caught ego-napping an exterminator. Here. And
it's like he was later found in a burning apartment.
Right. Or something that was on fire, or apartment buildings. Those kind of references would work. So, only people with that information of Firewall and 9 Lives would be interested. He would see that. So that would take about a day to set up, and it would also take about 5,000 credits to pay people, or basically insert these into the news stories. It would actually take viral marketing to do that. So he would have to help you out on that. So that would take about a day of work to set that up. And then you would have to give him essentially a throwaway email address or mesh address for him to contact you at, and hope for the best. So that would be something that would get more notice quickly.
Okay.
So but we're talking days. If you want to draw him out here or now, it'd have to be something really big and really risky, like leak bits of what you know about Legba on a channel he's probably monitoring, like pretend to be a blundering Firewall agent who's breaking into 9 Lives communication channels, because that they're here on Extropia. So you'd be like, oh, I'm trying to spy on 9 Lives. Oops! I'm Firewall, better run away. And then hope that he intercepts you. Or that you're just a naive vigilante trying to get him. Like, you killed my sister, prey on his sympathy. Or kill some 9 Lives guys, impersonate them, and be like, boy, we got all this money here. Hope no one steals it from us.
I think the naive vigilante, or the vigilante aspect would probably fit a little bit better. The "you killed my sister."
Yeah. So, but you would have to fake that incident. So it would be a sting operation. It would not be something you could do casually. You could start doing the legwork on that. But yeah, he's gone to ground. I mean, like he's on. The 9 Lives did put not just a contract for his head, for his ego, and all his backups. So they really want him out of the way forever. So he's not easy to reach. Weird.
You mean he's not in the yellow pages?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So there's that.
It's in the wireless listings under Nevermore.
Yeah, but again, you can insert the news stories.
They both never said the N-word.
You can insert the news stories and hope he just contacts you. And then start working on the naive vigilante thing in the meantime as a backup.
I think that's the best idea. What do you think?
So that sounds like that works.
Yeah, I'm not putting like a strict timeline on this thing. Like you guys can take your time on it.
Okay.
Until certain events happen and be like, oh, everything's on fire. Well, in that case, well, yeah, okay, so everything's on fire.
So, I don't want to get too far. So until Caleb gets in. So.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll just throw him in. What's happening? Yeah.
Well, we blew up the asteroid. How did you do that?
I wouldn't be impressed. It's a big asteroid. It's like really big.
Well, okay, well, you know
Demolitions
that,
check. Let's see if we can figure
that
it out.
warning where it said don't expose antimatter to regular matter.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we zigged when we should have zagged,
We forgot to carry the tube.
and like 200 kilograms of antimatter were exposed to 200 kilograms of
They
matter.
have that much on there. That's a lot of antimatter.
Yeah, we thought it was too. We thought they were kind of kidding, but no, they weren't. Then,
How are you here? How did you survive that?
well, we kind of did it remotely because we were like, surely it's not there, but if it is, maybe we should not.
And we
be
found
here.
a box of quantum farcasters.
All right, yeah. Anyway, so all right, to send the messages, that would be assassin and viral marketing.
Or
And
would
then
academics cryptography work?
Oh, and do that too.
Well, cryptography check is a 25.
All right,
And viral marketing's a 6.
all right,
And profession assassin is a fail.
okay. You get it. It might be a little obvious. 9 lives. There's a slight chance 9 lives might pick up on it. Simply, they don't know about the firewall code, but if they see those repeated references, they might figure something's up, and they might try and contact you. So,
Well, as far as the firewall code goes, we know it's an old defunct code, so
Yeah.
we're not going to be risking ops.
well, no, just seeing if you saw 5 news stories that all talk about 9 lives guys, and they all mention apartment buildings, fire, and exterminators, you would be suspicious too. So there's a slight chance that whoever answers that might be a 9 lives agent who's trying to figure out who the fuck you guys are. That's a risk you just have to run. So, anyways, but that'll take time for that to show up. What were you doing again, Tom?
I was just going to accompany them.
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
I'm actually going to I've done my thing.
Oh yeah, you have to wait for your
I
client.
have to wait, so I'm just going to yes, I'd like to try that.
Yeah.
Oh my, that was subtle.
All right, which club are you going to?
Well, before I do that, though, just trying to at least give up some hype. Networking media, what is the current fashion right now that would...
All right.
So, 47 out of 50.
1920s gangsters.
I'm on it. I'm going to chameleon my...
Yeah.
well, since I've
Smart
got
clothes.
I have a smart
smart
back
clothes.
Smart
Yeah.
back clothes so, as well. So,
Yeah.
so
With real Tommy guns that are fabbed.
I'll take some time to actually purchase some smart clothes to get like a nice 20s
Yeah.
pinstripe suit.
Oh, yeah. Pinstripes.
Well, you have to buy patterns for it. I mean, those are all DRM protected. So it's 1,000 credits each.
Yeah, mooks. Call people mooks.
Yeah, weird. Space Libertarian Paradise. Are you getting the Tommy guns too? Or are you going to buy one of the? Are you going to try and pirate them, found them yourself? The DRM ones are exactly the same as the pirate ones, but they have little designer logos on them.
So with the designer logo, how much is the DRM one?
They actually range in price from 1,000 to 150,000.
Firewall, can I get the... No!
You want 150,000
It's my,
for
16th,
what?
it's my 16th birthday. It isn't! Get out of there! So,
But you can pirate it for free.
well, pirate it for free. Yeah, we can... it's like we...
Pirate it for free, but we're going to add our own designer logos.
Okay.
That look totally different than any of the others because we want to be avant-garde.
Ooh.
There you go. So, good
All right,
job.
what are you
So-
using you need an art skill to design it.
Oh, symbol space. That's like symbol space design.
All right, sure, why not?
Hell yes, it's all 5.
All right, what's your logo?
Oh, so, which brings it... Actually,
A guitar. A small guitar played by an old blues man.
No, is this on the side or is this on top, like where the sight would be?
On the butt.
On the butt, okay.
on the butt of the gun. So no, we need to know where it's going to be seen. So if you have it slung over your shoulder,
No, you carry in violin cases, obviously.
Yeah, and then you open the violin case and it's right there on the butt.
Yeah.
well, okay, I thought on the butt on there.
Or you
So,
have your robot carry it for you.
so
You don't have a robot?
I'm have a firewall agent.
My robot.
Well, you could have a robot.
Yeah, you can get a personal servant bot.
Or I could just be your...
You could be, yeah. Oh, he could do it for. He could be your manservant. He could be your robot servant.
Or would you rather we go for a little bitty crown
So,
with a couple of little bitty balls in the?
Well, he's the one designing. So
basically make it a
well,
BB
if
king.
we can no, if well, you're getting one too, right?
It could be Thundercat.
Okay,
you want
so
it to
we
be
can do
Thundercat?
no. I'm not going to be. You want it to be a Keyblade? Fine. Goddamn Keyblade. Are you happy now? Are you happy? Here's my neck. Happy.
You just that's the equivalent of rolling a critical fumble. It's just we're
So, no. In that case, I can do different ones right now, saying that ours are custom made. So you want, you basically want BB King at the crossroads, right?
Oh yes.
Okay. So we have one of BB King.
I gave you the chance to just put the name Lucille in cursive, but no.
I was trying to hint at it, Ross.
Okay.
I can be subtle sometimes.
Really?
Yes.
I just okay.
I was putting the origin of Lucille, but no. All right, spell out Lucille all the way across.
Fine. That's done on there. And the other one I'll go ahead and bring up. Let's bring up a wall on fire. Let's make it absolutely so possible.
Yeah. All right. A wall on fire.
No.
Okay.
So no, this one will actually be this one will be a spider, just a spider on the side of it. So
Okay. 3-dimensional or 2-dimensional?
2-dimensional. So
Okay.
going old school on this.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead
Wait a
and just.
minute, I've got it. A couple of different spiders on the planet Mars.
You want it to be really fancy, though. Like, you do see a photo. Because you have that subscription to TMZ.
I am
Super Unplugged. There is the meat gun. They put meat. There's part metal. The metal bits shoot, but like the stock and everything that can be meat is meat.
Wouldn't that rot really quickly?
It's living meat. Yeah.
One more networking media.
Is that a will test?
No, one more networking media. I don't know how in that is this season. So
Well, again, this is the basic rule of thumb for fashion is the more useless it is and the harder it is to make, the more fashionable it is. The whole point of it is to weed out the people who can't afford good fashion. So a meat gun, which requires special nutrients and a technician to keep it alive, is very valuable.
and we could technically
You know how
we
hard
can
it
bring
is
you
to
along
feed the
for that
thing?
as well. So
Yeah, well, a meat gun will take time to decide. I mean, do you want to put a mouth on it so it bites people unless they have a biocode to recognize its owner, or is it going to have eyeballs on it? It's going to be like, are you designing a Tommy gun morph, biomorph essentially?
Do we want to
or is it
screen
just
meat
is
gun?
it just a flank of meat? Is it raw meat or is there skin?
how long will this take?
If it's just a stencil in
Because we've already spent at least 2 days right now. If we look at everything on actual mission ones, where
a standard Tommy gun takes like 5 minutes to fab. To put a design on the side of it is, obviously nothing. If you want to get it be super cool, obviously the sky is the limit.
so we're trying to.
Well, and if you want it to be flesh, I am your man.
And we're trying to attract Green Spartan's attention.
We don't know Green Spartan's taste. I mean, he's obviously loaded because he's backed by the Ultimates, but you don't know if he's going to be hanging out with fashionistas or not.
Aaron, I could put a mouth on it that actually talks in gangster talk.
Rub them out, ya mooks.
Or it could be Roman
no.
and Lucille, like, oh yes.
Well, no, you can
she
do
talk
that.
like Harley Quinn. Oh, how you
You
doing,
can do
Mr.
that.
D? Yeah. I know that's pretty horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, and,
Oh my god. Anyway, no.
If it is
If you're
gonna
going to
be-
be that about it, sorry. See, this is what happens when Caleb's not here. We're just going to.
It really is.
We're not going to go on track at all.
Carol's gonna be horrified by this. Anyway, so
Oh fuck this! This is
you
is
could
hilarious.
just get 5 minutes per gun.
5 minutes per gun. We don't have time for this operational.
So what?
Process.
So it's Lucille on his. What's on yours?
Just a spider holding 2 cross swords.
All right. And you're using the pirated one, or
Yes, we're using the pirated one, but branding it with our own so we can create the cover story that
Sure.
is a specific designer. So
you're wannabes. It's fine. You're trying to get known. It happens. It's fine. What? That's the nut role you would possess. You're like, yeah.
moving right along. So we'll go ahead and we'll spend what we need for the suits as well.
Yeah, whatever I said.
It was 1,000, so I'll spend it on mine. Do you have enough money, David?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go ahead and do that.
Yeah, you can guys work or you can commit robberies. But you do find out one thing is there's a criminal pastime in quote marks for people in Extropia, especially the young rakes who are down on cash but need some really quick, is to basically look for people entering Extropia who haven't signed up for any legal protection yet and just take everything they have.
No, I'm not going to do that.
No, it's like if you haven't signed up with any private cops.
Well, that's a really shitty thing to do.
Oh yeah, no, it totally is.
Incredibly, but we'll go ahead.
Thought on that one. What kind of protection do these young rakes have if they don't have money?
Oh, they have to. Well, they still have their subscriptions. They don't have spending cash for drugs.
I was about to say all we have to do is hit the hitters and
good idea, but not for what we're looking for. So
sure, but there's a lot of other ways you can get money in Extropia. It's all about making money. So,
are you guys willing to sell your bodies?
No.
No, not.
You can be performers for one night. They're gladiatorial arenas, fight to the death, get re-sleeve for free.
So, well, I would do on stage performance.
Actually, have one of your forks and fight to the death for money.
No.
It could be a Delta fork.
Yeah.
Delta fork fights are the transhuman equivalent of bum fighting.
And there's a market for that.
there is. I mean, space libertarians.
Yeah. Alpha fork fights, though, are a lot more popular, a lot more profitable.
Yeah, probably so. Just any case,
they scream.
Back on target here.
Yeah,
you're being as bad about this as the rest of them, Rob.
It's space libertarian paradise. How can I not have fun with this?
Back on target.
Which are the three bars?
We have the faux Tommy guns.
Yeah.
We have
they're real.
Okay.
And do you put in bullets?
Yes.
Regular bullets are free. You have to pay if you want to get an armor. The club allows regular bullets, but armor-piercing bullets are right out. Other bullets on a case-by-case basis. Zap rounds are fine. So are the less than lethal ones.
Flux ammo.
Is flux ammo? I can't remember what does flux ammo do.
It can merge between lethal and not lethal. So.
If you leave it programmed, if you let the bouncers take over the security code on your Tommy, or inspect your flux rounds and program them to be only less lethal, you can let them in.
Screw that.
Okay, here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Mine are not going to be normal bullets. They're going to be blinged out normal bullets. I'm thinking totally chromed.
Hey, Ross, could I grow a fake severed horse's head?
Yeah. You have the lab space for it. They have the blueprint. They have the schematics for force. Growing a totally organic one would take a while, take weeks. You could get a Podmorph version pretty easily. Robot endoskeleton and just slaps. You'd have to get the meat from another designer though, because there's a shortage going on right now.
How much would that cost?
You'd be a favor. Franklin would be willing to do it if you could give him a reason why. Like maybe keep it afterwards so he could use it and let him pass it off as his work.
I'll do that.
Okay. All right, yeah. Give me an exotic biomorph design. It's Eclipse. We have to have fun with the setting every once in a while. It can't all be grim, dark horror.
Ross, guess what? I succeeded.
All right.
Spending Moxie. Critical.
Yeah, you get us. Wow, that's what you spent Moxie on. All right. You have the robot head is you have to get help from Franklin because you don't know robotics very well. Mm-hmm. So it looks it can talk. It's very stiff though because it can't move around. It's not a
crit.
Oh no, actually no, with a crit. Yeah, you get there is a horse bot design that you steal from. He says, don't mention that.
Mention what?
Yeah. You put it. What's it attached to? Is it just closed up?
It's in a bag.
It's in a bag. All right. You rig the bag with nutrients and shit like that, so it can do that. So what's in the cortical stack? You can load in your Muse. You could load in a limited AGI. If any of you sleep into that fucking thing, you're just losing your lucidity. It's fucking horrifying.
Actually, can I bring up something where I could actually speak through it? Just
Oh yeah, you could. Puppet sock.
Because I have a puppet sock. I'm a synthmorph.
Yeah, you could remote control it. Have it talk through you. Yeah, you can just rig it up so you can send it a message, and it'll say it, but it won't have any intelligence.
So I was like, I should have left the kid in the picture.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you just load your Muse in to help you with that. So your Muse will be the autopilot of it, or a fork of it. So
yeah, it's essentially like this. You make us some Godfather kind of quotes.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah. So which of the bars are you going to?
Oh, so
there's
Double Down Dog.
Double Down Dog with the meat walls.
You know what? Completely fuck this. Just if you're gonna go with this one.
No, that'll get you a lot of attention.
Well, no, you want even more attention on this one because I also remember it's like the celebrity morphs as well.
The Pantheon or the what?
Well, just the ones that the other.
Oh, the ones that look like specific celebrities.
Yeah, because how far back in time can we go for celebrities?
There's King Richard III.
Okay, since we have this right now, and I have skin flex.
Okay.
And impersonation abilities too. I'm gonna make it. We're gonna just go ahead and go Moonwalker on this one, Michael Jackson.
Do you have ancient Earth history?
So
you can look it up.
No, I can. Can I research that?
Sure.
Or
Earth Celebrity Database. 10,000 credits for the gate analysis files.
Hack me in.
To get the secret of the moonwalk, we must hack the server. Guys, get the gate, get the moonwalk files.
Hack me in, Tom. Come on.
It's up to you guys.
Unless I don't have the other 10,000 right now.
Yeah, no, they have it. It's a featured thing, but it costs $10,000 or 10,000 credits to get a sophisticated gate analysis thing that will allow you to reasonably impersonate Michael Jackson.
Why don't we just go a little bit more low-key? Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr. We'll rat pack it.
Horsehead.
Yeah, dude, I've already got my thing going on. I thought we were going all gangster here.
Yeah.
Actually,
well, he could be.
I know where
what was that one where he was fighting gangster?
Actually,
in the white suit.
No, that was Smooth. That was Smooth Criminal.
Smooth Criminal.
That's what I thought. That was from the Moonwalker movie. So
yeah, from the Moonwalker.
No, okay. Actually, I'll get this on my own. One, I will.
We pulled this gate analysis from a primary source, an ancient interactive video game.
19 on networking hypercore. See if they'll loan me the money to go in, or loan me the money to buy this, and I will shill their particular whichever hypercore. Let's shill for them for the night.
Okay.
Or if you want me to
trade in a favor, or if you want me to trade in reputation with them to do it.
It'll cost you 5 reputation as well. But let's see, who would be a good product? Xperia.
The sellout released the crack.
No, that's a little much.
Since it's since he's going for the Moonwalker,
yeah.
I know they're saying 1920s gangster, but is there a clothing magnate who has come out with the true white suit? The suit that is so white it makes all the other whites look beige.
No, I got it. This will be fun. There is an offer, and they will give it to you for some viral guerrilla marketing, for a new brand of liquor, called Pure Human, designed by humans for humans. It's an anti-uplift brand of liquor. So yeah.
Take this and support racist alcohol.
Yes. Pure Human. For those, look at these dance moves. Only a human could deliver them. Yes, exactly.
Doing this under an assumed name anyway, so it's not that big a deal. So,
all right. News Blender Moxie.
Huh?
Do you have uplift rights? What are your motivations?
No, I only infomorph, right? So
Yeah, it's still pretty shitty thing to do if you care about infomorphs. Anyways,
So-
it's just losing a point of moxie. You get them all back when you sleep.
fine.
Dun.
Operational security.
Yeah, you feel this is really uncomfortable for your character.
Fine.
You have to sell it. You have to sell the shit of
Dude,
it.
I just made a severed horse's head.
Yeah. Try and stay away from that so they can get some usable footage. But you have to drink the liquor, which is in stock at Double Dog Down, and
Double Down Dog.
Double Down Dog.
Well, and honestly, it might work because it's like Green Spartan being an ultimate asshole might.
Well, you being a shameless corporate shell, you might be into that.
I guess so. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Anyways, and that was 5 rep.
Yep, 5
Okay.
rep. But you get the Michael Jackson gait analysis.
Okay.
Plus 20 on impersonating Michael MJ.
Cool. So
And you can use that for dancing.
and yeah. So
Yeah, no.
Is that what it sounds like?
Yeah, you're 1980s Michael Jackson. So,
While he still had his nose. Aren't you lucky?
yeah.
Hey, you could if you fucked up the role, it could have been. Oh, here's what he looks like from Thriller.
Think about you can tell, they even send you a copy. It's like, think about the past when there's only humans. And look at the greats that we had. And the artistry. Look at the beauty of this dance.
Oh, this video's in mute.
Yeah. You can't mute it. It's part of your contract.
Hey, remember,
You lose your
Extropia,
foot. Yeah.
a contract is a contract.
Oh, yeah. It's the only thing that holds civilized people together.
You never will, Sean.
John Galt! Anyway.
I'm just going along with my stylish severed horse's head.
All right, so you all get to Double Down Dog, whatever it's called, and it's got a big line. And there is a bouncer there, so you guys roll in, and so someone give me a fucking persuasion or intimidate.
I got it.
Deception?
Persuade. My persuasion's at 60. My deception's at 60.
All right, I'll give you a plus 10 because you do look totally awesome.
And also I look good.
Oh yeah, you get that too.
So yeah, I am like 80 at this
Yeah.
point or 90.
Go for it.
I can't.
You can lose, just don't. Please don't.
So you had to say something, didn't you?
Are you out of moxie?
So no, I can flip the goddamn thing.
All right, the three of you get in. You roll in past the crowd as they, or you kind of bounce in because again, it's like super low gravity. So dancing is going to actually be a challenge because you're moonwalking in 2% Earth gravity. But yeah,
I am used to this, so I've got swagger.
yeah.
Although I could probably do the lean.
So you're carrying both the Tommy guns, right, and the horse head? Or are you guys carrying the Tommy
I'm
guns?
carrying my own.
You're carrying your own Tommy gun in the violin case. So yeah, you carry it in there. The doorman says, "Let me check your Tommy guns." All right.
Yeah.
All right. Fire only on consenting people.
Yeah, I just got. It's like it's the bag is what I'm carrying.
Yeah, the bag is. Don't
Hey, let me out of here.
Don't use any things that can damage the meat walls have been reinforced with armor. So
Will they bleed?
Section the bleeding sections are highlighted on your AR.
That's handy.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's drinking games apparently involved about this. Beer. Instead of beer pong, it's beer bullets. So you're not sure about the rules exactly.
I am going to open up the drum and just kind of, within sight of the people in line, just latest thing. Chromed bullets.
Ooh, people notice it. People really notice you. There's several.
Actually, like go to the bar. Like there's like I like a virtual drink and what my friend has. It's like I should have accepted the deal.
All right. I'm surprised you say. Well, you can lead a horse to booze, but can you make him drink? Thunk. But that works too. And so you instantly get a crowd of people who are like, "Oh, tell me about yourself. Oh, hello. Do you want to try some pedals later on?" And
Yeah, it's like, of course.
narco algorithms.
Like, and the horse occasionally I'll just turn so I'm like, ladies.
Yeah, no. So Tom's doing well.
Do you chicks are you chicks into robots?
You can give me a persuasion check at a plus 20.
I don't have it, so
Savvy
20.
plus 20.
oh, savvy plus 20.
That's the base for persuasion.
Yeah, 15
So 35.
and no.
All right, you still fuck it up. People are fickle. Your crowd lasts around you about 5 minutes. Then they're like, okay, I get the gimmick. Maybe someone cool will use it later on. So, but a few people hang around. Not the cool people though. Like there's some college student here who's just like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to be cool. I waited 3 hours in line. How about you?
Walked right through.
Oh, that's because of the horse, man.
You should get one. You really should.
Okay. Oh, can you look me up, man? Who's your horse, man?
Like, I made it myself, actually.
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
What's your major? Anyway, so you're talking
supposed to Frank.
Well,
you should viral market for Frank.
Well, no, I say it's like,
you did promise.
I'll basically I did the flesh work. It's like, but this, just get like a knife that just like. But underneath, it's a friend of mine.
Oh, suddenly there's a pop-up on your Muse. Someone was grossed out by that, which is a micro-tort. So you've just been sued. You lost. You lose 100 credits.
Okay.
This is what happens.
Micro-tort.
Yes. So your legal service, Mutual Bank, was contacted by the Gorgon Legal Services, and they worked it out. And yes, you willingly opened up that horse, and it was totally without warning anybody, and that was gross. And so that's a 100 credit fine that you had to pay to the victim, which is a woman who makes a gross face at you, and then turns away.
The instantaneous harm of the
Is she behind me?
Huh? She's up on a balcony.
It's like just actually, I don't know if it's a sin where just turn completely around and look at her.
Well, she's walking off, but yeah, that would be aggravated. You'd probably get sued again. Anyways, I've been waiting for that to do something like that. So that's what you're doing. So you're just talking to the college student, chilling out. David, what about you?
Well, since I've got the blinged out bullets, I'm going to try to market those up, see if I can attract some attention.
All right, give me a persuasion check.
And then possibly even engage in one of the bar target practice things.
Sure.
But make sure that I have the consent of the people around before I do.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see, where's the persuade? 46 out of 55.
It's not as stunning as
the horse head.
But it's something, and you managed to get in. All right, give me a firearms kinetic weapons check.
And the really, really awesome part is because they're chromed, it's almost like they're tracers in this kind of dim light. Because look at this.
Okay.
And yes, that's a make.
Okay. You actually do pretty well at beer bullets.
69 out of 70.
Actually, somebody got a crappy Tommy gun. The gun shoots off, jams, a piece of shrapnel hits you. You take 3 points of damage.
Sue him.
Micro-tort. You get 500 credits in back. It takes about less than a minute.
Now that's justice.
It is justice. Isn't this great? Space Libertarian Paradise? Anyway, you two can both give me perception checks. I assume you're all still, looking for the green Spartan.
Yeah, looking around. Although, while...
You can as well.
Well, while they were doing that previously, it's like, well, since we're in this, is it going to be a free fall check to do any kind of moves that...
You can use impersonate for that.
Impersonate? For on the
You have mag boots, too.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So doing that, and also moving over people to kind of shill for a private single space room to party in.
Well, no, you have to do it in public. That's part of your contract.
Well, no, I can do that in public, but shill...
Nothing with single space. It has to be in meat space.
Okay, so...
Real people.
All right, then impersonation then, so...
All right, what about you, David? Did you make a perception check? Okay.
So, 23, made that.
All right, give me a persuade check.
All right.
Boy, true human liquor is great. Oh, man, because it's made by humans. For humans. Not uplifts or AGIs.
No.
Okay. Well, if you fail this contract, you have to pay the full 10,000 credits. It's not very convincing. They say, look, if you can't, we'll give you one more shot. If you can't do it, then we'll send another person. And then for you to act against. So, to do a script.
Okay, well, in that case...
It's Macaulay Culkin.
Look over. Are there any uplifts in the... Uplifts?
Yes! You actually see one, Cutlass.
Cutlass?
Cutlass is a dolphin in a robot walker who is
he dancing?
No, he's just drinking in the corner.
Throw the drink in his face. Throw the drink in
You're not
his
supposed
face.
to show aggression or violence. You're just supposed to show how sophisticated and elegant humans are.
Take the drink and dance. Drink it and dance around him to show that that's not.
All right.
They're not able to make these moves in airspace.
Oh yeah, no, clearly. All right.
Come on.
I'll give you plus 10 for humiliating someone in public.
21 made it.
All right.
It's like bipedal, bitches.
Yeah, bipedal. Like, look at you and your clumsy flippers and your robot legs. Aren't you terrible? And like, look how cool I am. Oh wow, he's bisymmetrical and he's got great motion.
The locomotion, motherfuckers.
Yes. So yeah, good job there.
I lowered that dolphin self-esteem
You
just a little
lose
bit.
10 points of autonomous rep as people start pinging you, and there's mutuals in the area. Yeah.
And I'm like, dude,
not cool, bro, not cool. But anyways, you fulfill your contract, so rep's easy to get back.
I'll turn to the horse's head like, that is just shameful. Like it's like he took the deal and he sold his soul.
The bartender's like,
contract.
The bartender's like, who is that in there? Is that you? Did you fork yourself in there? What is that even like?
No, that's just my bud.
Wow. All right.
I'll make a perception check after that to see if I can find.
Yeah.
Yes, 32. Made
All
it.
right, between you and David, you figure out where he is. He's in the VIP section, which is a sort of lounge balcony, extended balcony up at the top of the club. The club is basically very vertically oriented. It's a massive open space, like an aircraft hangar, but much taller. More like an aircraft hangar on its side. And up at the top is the VIP lounge, which is a balcony that goes all the way around.
And a bouncer, I'm sure, floating.
Yeah, you have to bounce up there. There's little platforms that you jump up on from place to place, and but there is a bouncer there. Like you can see that there are little robots with literal fly swatters. Only they're they knock any time you see a dancer who's just like casual. Oh, look at me! Oh, look! I'm just happened to be flying up into the VIP
and bounce them back out.
Yes, they swat them right back. Micro-tort denied. You agreed to the terms of this dance floor when you entered in there. If you were denied, the club management has the right to kick anyone out, including robo fly swatting. So you are automatically kicked out of this club for initiating a micro-tort.
Okay. Well,
against the club itself.
Yes. Since I have my corporate masters to look into, I'm going to get a couple of bottles of this.
Oh yes, if you can get a VIP, that would be great. We'll give you a bonus.
Okay, so
5,000 credits.
So grab the bottles.
Yeah.
So
dude, you are now Spuds McKenzie for the pro-humans.
Yeah. That's like, hey guys, heard the VIPs might want to try some of this awesome. Whatever the fuck it is. So
True human.
What a true human.
All right.
Bottle service bottle service
by the King of Pop.
Wow, that's a minus 10 penalty because that was a pretty shameless shill. They're more sophisticated up in the VIP area.
Okay.
You can do it, Aaron.
What's your persuade at?
My persuade's at 60, which it would be at 70 because of the impersonate, and my good looks.
60.
But now that's back at 60.
You can do it.
37 made it.
All right. You had some sweet moves on the dance floor, so they let you. And Green Spartan's there. He's chilling with some drinks, watching the action down below. So you can make your way to him and start.
He has a sentient drink that has a stack in it.
No, it's just a drink. They're all human biomorphs up here, by the way. No uplifts, no AGIs, as far as you can tell. No synthmorphs.
Libertarian paradise, huh?
They're still pretty classist. They're still pretty elitist, and they're still pretty yeah. We'll let them in there. They don't admit to being racist, but they're totally racist.
Okay, so what if a Neo Dolphin was a billionaire?
He would be allowed in, but they'd all scoot away from him because he's not cool.
Right, then he buys the place.
He'd be the Ross Perot of the thing, so,
Wow, that's going back.
I know, right? Collision explains how Ross Perot. I am in the 90s, yeah. Right. So, anyway. Yeah, you can approach Green Spartan. You don't have to do the whole thing, just what's your approach? What are you trying to...
So, hey, that's kind of on a new planet, but I am assuming you're Green Spartan. So
Yes, I am green, and I am dressed as a Spartan.
So,
The powers of observation are amazing.
well, I am.
Have you thought about being an ultimate?
So no, it's like
That we could use people who are as perceptive as you.
sarcasm acknowledged. So
Sorry, my sarcasm filter was turned
That's
on.
fine. You're
well, actually, to be honest, like I said, my name is Simon. I'm a simple space artist who just isn't here.
you're
for
on the
time.
clock. I can respect that.
Well, no, I'm actually I'm assuming I'm actually here to try this because my
He tries it. I've had it before. It's a little too sweet for my taste.
But anything,
It's like Zima.
free samples for everybody. You
Yeah, they're
pass out. Let the bottle pass around.
all right.
And take a seat.
Great marketing.
So well, again, to people, it's to the hypercores that I have to kind of shill for.
You don't have to shield for anyone but yourself. That's the ultimate code.
That's kind of what I was almost interested in because
I'm not a recruiter. I deal with negotiations.
Well, that's what I was saying about negotiations because I had been referred to by a friend who said that you were good at getting people away from bad situations.
Yes, but we also the money we kind of the credits we charge. If you're working for hawking liquor here in a nightclub, you can't afford us. I could recommend you to some people in Gorgon who can work with more reasonable budgets.
Well, you have to understand too. That's just more of a front too. I do have a lot more to offer.
So, are you
and to
representing
protect.
someone else?
So I'm a single man just trying to get out more on my own towards the resources that I have.
What's your bankroll?
So, what?
What's your bankroll?
Oh, I say out of the game. Are you asking how much I have or who's bankrolling me?
Green Spartan is asking you, what's your bankroll? Do you have any business skills or anything like that?
So,
You do, yeah.
yeah,
Are
that's
we
like
minded
partners.
together?
Yeah, you're all tack-netted. Why
Okay,
not? Of course
partners-
you're tack-netted. You're always tack-netted.
So,
Yeah.
well, if you're looking also, well, if
Well,
Professional
anyways.
accountant. 17 out of 80.
He's asking what your budget is. How much are you looking to spend? How much can you spend?
Well,
If his job here is to pre-screen clients, he's gonna reject anybody who doesn't have a sufficiently big enough wallet.
so do we, with the proper profession role, do I know how big to shoot for?
At least 300,000 credits. Now the thing is, you don't have to show proof here. You can make a reasonable claim. It's a nightclub. You're not gonna give him data that could be used, like the data that you use to prove that you have 300,000 credits. It's also the data that you could use to steal that kind of money. So you wouldn't want to show it here.
And Firewall
if
might be
you
able to
lie
reverse
and
that,
he
so.
believes you that you have at least 300,000 credits willing to spend, he will then arrange for a pre-screen meeting somewhere.
500,000 at least.
So but then you would have to fake that. So first you have to lie to him, convince him, yeah, I've got a shitload of money.
500K.
Where'd you get it?
So private investments.
Private investments. So why are you selling liquor here?
So private
As a cover.
as I said before, that's like this was more or less my way to get to you.
Oh,
So I'd heard
okay.
this, and also it's like providing the liquor salesman up here right now. It pretty much takes as much heat off of me as it can. Seeing as some guy who's just trying to get trying to show for his masters.
That's actually sensible. All right, scraped up and save your dimes from this and that for all the years. All right, give me a deception check.
Okay.
This will be opposed. Fails in.
12.
All right, you rolled a 95, so fails in.
So
All right. Yeah, we can talk details. If you're talking essentially about an extraction, right?
yes.
Someone from a bad place. He shows you an entoptic that he pulls out. Why don't you show me on this where the bad man touched you? And you look at it, you see it's a map of the solar system with certain there are certain waypoints marked on it. You guys are tacked into, so if you have security, profession assassin would work. Anything about criminals or that kind of thing.
I'm not a criminal.
What to do before he slits my throat?
Yeah.
2 out of 80.
You recognize a lot of hot spots. A lot of places where there's a lot of crime, a lot of bad things, like Venus. There's a lot of people indentured, forced in mine there. There's Legba. There's a lot of basically, if you point to that, that's enough for him to tell where he's going to be extracting that person from, and what kind of trouble he's likely to run into. So
what would be the David? What would one be that David found that would be middle of the road, not too hot, but easy enough to?
Well, Legba, I mean, because it's...
Or if they're just looking for the challenge.
No.
Okay.
They're ultimates. They're mercenaries.
Okay.
They want the money. Mercenaries want to be paid.
Yeah. So,
they do challenge themselves, but not that. But not a hypercourt prison or something like that. But yeah, like a criminal syndicate would be a good one.
Okay, so go ahead and hit Legba. So.
All right. Yeah, we can... the person there, it's just about money. They didn't piss anyone off, did they? It's not personal, is it?
No, this just one of my friends who was in a bad situation at the wrong time.
Yeah. You would have to pay them, too. You got the bankroll for that as well?
So it can be arranged.
You know how much that person they're being held for?
So currently 250K.
So you need so you have 750K to spend.
So
500 for us, 250K for the ransom.
Yes.
We can, of course... we can guarantee safety for something like that. That's good decision. You want the best. You don't want to fuck something like that up.
I only pay for the best, obviously.
Fair enough.
So
I'm the kingpin.
I will. Here's a meeting place. Be at this place at this time, and we can discuss details in a more private things. Be sure to bring proof of fiduciary responsibility. If you do not, that will be it.
Understand. So, I look forward to doing business with you.
Okay.
Enjoy your alcohol.
Give me one more. Give me a kinesics check.
Totally on to me, isn't he? Hell fucking no.
Okay.
Can I make it through his eyes?
Yes. Why not?
Attack that.
Yeah, no. I did the same thing as a player.
Let's see.
Here is it.
33 out of 60.
Okay, well, critical. That guy walks up. That guy. That's the same person. That's the same morph. That's a different person inside that morph.
Say what?
You can give me a professional assassin check. Or security ops, whatever's higher.
Professional assassin, 45 out of 80.
Cut out identities. That actually makes a lot of sense. The Ultimates probably want to keep their negotiators' identity secret, everything secret, so they use just the same morph. They just put different people into it to talk to different clients. They probably rotated. This is probably why they clubbed so much. This is basically like light duty. You did well. Hey, you killed all those people. Here, you have a week on light work. Just get business clients and take the time off.
Green Spartan is their public face, literally.
Public face, literally. You don't know if this is the right Green Spartan.
Son of a bitch.
So, yeah. So if this doesn't mean he could be. He may not be. Of course, if he isn't the right one, he would certainly know who would have been on shift at that time when they were meeting with Loren Kristol.
Or if we get into the meeting place, there's a chance we might be able to access the databases, but it's going to be rough. So
that would be skilled info. If you can get into the office, you can plant a bug. The thing is, so you leave, and you know the general thing. Yeah, you guys, between the two of you, can figure out the basic way that the data would work is you'd have two options. One, you go in there, you plant the device to hack it, and then you come back later to retrieve it. That would be the stealth approach. The other thing would be plant the device and then hold that room for 3 minutes and then get the fuck out. So you have a loud approach too.
And the loud approach is hold that room for 3 minutes, and that's a room that belongs to Ultimates.
It is a business front for them, yes. You don't think there would be that. You don't know how many are there, yeah. But it's Extropia, not an Ultimate. This isn't an Ultimate station. They would, you have no idea what the security is like.
And also, given the loud approach, we don't know how many legal issues we might run into on Extropia grounds.
Many.
So
you would have to conceal your identities and be basically, run. You could escape. Basically, the way you would do that is if you did it loud. You figure out some way to neutralize the legal protection that they hired, and then deal with the Ultimates themselves. And you'd have to be, go anonymous. mask your identities, all that other shit. And then to get away, you'd have to go all the way off station or into the pits, or just blow up your morphs. Use suicide morphs, basically. Everyone get in a case morph or something like that, and then just send the data, farcast it out, use a quantum entangler, and then just wake up. So you basically fork yourselves, put yourselves in new morphs, and just make a suicide team.
So
that would be the way. The other option is, of course, those hacktivists, which you find out it actually wasn't Lucky Charms, it was Lucky Charms. Apparently they were fans of Earth history, and they are still in the pits.
So we might be able to pull them for a job as well. So
yeah, those are the two approaches I know. We could stop here, and Aspen could show up and be like, "Oh shit." Because we'll just say Aspen has been doing extensive psychotherapy, so it took a while to get her a nice uplift morph. So, you could wait for Caleb to figure out some schemes.
Yeah, I think that would be
But you've set it up, so...
We've got enough right now. And also, we don't want to go loud on anything that would... until we get a chance to look at our other two threads, too, so...
Yeah, you have Nomic. You haven't really done much with that yet. You haven't approached the message address. I do want to mention Tom's thing. Your message thing, I say you do get a hit. You do get an anonymous message from a throwaway account saying to meet them. It's somewhere in V sector, which is the void sector. So you don't know if that's Raven or Quoth or a Legba agent. But we'll do that next time.
Okay. I'm going to message it first, just to prove your identity. Why is a raven like a writing desk?
The message specifically says, "Meet me here at this time." This account will not be will be deleted after this. You cannot. Yeah, too much of a security risk to have open communication with an unknown person. So you either meet them or you don't.
Okay.
So finally, Tom, you get a message back from your client for the drugs. They're very pleased with your work. What are you doing? Are you interested in more permanent employment as a technician? Very well compensated. Totally private. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll...
So yes, okay. So you get a message to meet you. You get to a place near the shop, which is an anonymous workspace, and you open. They give you the code for the door shutters, and you see a fully stocked lab. And there's a little muse there, or a limited AGI says, "Oh, thank you so much. We have a lot of work to do. This is a very extensive job. This is a custom morph. This is a brand new morph, and my employer, my master, wants to get in tip-top shape, and the designer is very eccentric, but very not so good on the maintenance part. So this is where you come in. You help with the maintenance. There's a lot of work to do, and then we work a week, and then and so first off, there's a lot more formulas. You have some work to make, but the client is currently using the morph, but we'll be able to ship it here in 2 days. So first off, prepare more of the formula, and then there's some other formulas to make, and then in 2 days you'll be able to work on the morph itself. And but obviously there's no need for you to meet the client directly. Of course, this is obviously confidential. Everything will be handled through Gorgon as an intermediary, so this will be a legal but private thing. Don't worry about that. It shows you a contract. It seems standard to you. Obviously, super secrecy, forfeit everything if you go public. Blah blah blah. Yeah. But here's the thing. And once you sign that, which obviously you did, you get the morph schematics. Make a will save. Will times 3.
70 out of 75.
Okay. Guess what you're looking at again?
Mother Fudger.
Yes, it is a cage of flesh. A ectoma human hybrid morph. It is not a perfect... It is smaller, though, and seems to be There aren't the implanted servers or other things, but it's a stripped-down version of the same morph. And you can see there's a note about apparently that you're wanting to brew some drugs to help enhance async abilities.
Fuck.
Yes.
So
That's actually the message I'll relay when I meet them again.
All right. So you have the lead on that. Yes.
My suspicions were correct.
Yes.
That's what I was suspecting.
Yeah.
What is it that you're suspecting?
I suspected that this flesh shortage was because someone was trying to recreate that damn thing. Because that thing required a lot of flesh.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, it is a stripped down version, so it's smaller.
But it's still that thing.
and they're trying to mod it for async ability too, which is
Well, the original might have had async abilities,
but we
too.
don't.
Well, we
know.
kind of wasted it.
Yeah, you kind of blew it out. So question, comments, suggestions.
Nice.
No, I like that too.
I love
So
it.
And the thing is, I'm being like, man, when I retire from Firewall, this might be where I settle down.
Space Libertarian Paradise. Just have to watch out for those micro-torts.
Oh, yeah.
no, actually, I do love that about it. That everything is for sale, everything is at a cost. That society, which the micro-torts. Is that actually in the book, or did you make
Yes,
that up?
no, they're
the micro-torts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love.
I read the whole thing. Like they have a whole thing of not just about Extropia, but about Extropian culture.
Oh god,
So,
I'm gonna have to pull that out and read that.
Oh yeah, no,
so.
this is awesome,
Yeah.
and this is going to be trying to make this a little.
And I enjoyed the dickhole dolphin.
Yeah, not all uplifts are.
No, I know.
Yeah, so
I'm totally thinking though that it's. I could just see that. Oh man, I'm sorry I winged you. Oh, that's okay. Small micro-tort only.
yes,
It's only 500.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It would be like 50 credits or something like that. Like, and the thing is, these are all. It's the system is so automated that it's handled by AGIs and muses. So it's like
Instantaneous justice.
oh, he bumped into me. That's 10 credits. Oh, someone stepped on my toes. That's 20 credits for me. You just go down the street. I'm like, how's your day? I'm up 20 credits. You know,
Somebody rear-ended me.
oh, these noodles are too hot. You scorched my mouth. That's 50 credits. You know?
Or God help you, someone hits you with their air car.
Yeah. That's what you need.
It's like, dude, make it then. Make it
Well,
rain.
And then the rich guy's like, no, level this block. That guy hit me. I'll pay millions in fees. I don't give a shit. Kill him. Kill him all.
Well, that's why I need to be a millionaire as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'll pay millions to not do that.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I'll send my security bots to kill your security bots.
Well, my
Yeah.
security bots are better than your security bots.
I pay what, yeah, it's literally how it works. Yeah.
And then finally, we just get drunk and become BFFs.
I guess. So, all right.
And I love the virtually tasting food. Whoa, that's interesting.
Yeah, no, I figured that would be a nice little
Yeah,
gimmick.
I love the idea of robots going to a restaurant.
Yeah, no, I like it too. So, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.